Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Twilight Princess Any Percent. This is our community race. Something special is going to happen at the end of this. And I'm going to hand it over to Anarakis.
Yes, something very special indeed. But first, we've got a very interesting race. We've got, I think, 7 runners, and 5 of them have sub 3s, so I'm expecting this to be really good. Right now, it's just me. Hi, I'm Anarakis. I run this game. We'll have another commentator joining in a few minutes. So, looks like we're just waiting for the runners to start to get ready. And interesting, we see Iwabi in French. It looks like Glubbers is in German. We'll talk a little bit more about that once the run starts. Something interesting was found recently to save a bunch of time. Except it didn't save a bunch of time. It saved some time. Maybe.
All right, might be.
Hey, who is that?
It's me.
Hi, Prince.
Hello.
So, just waiting for the last couple to ready up.
Yeah.
Looks like they're all ready to go, except for Glubbers is still idling. But should be back in a second, says TGD. So what do you think of this lineup, Prince?
Well, looking at it for the first time right this red hot second, I like it. It's a really good spread of players here.
Yeah, 5 of the runners have sub 3s, and the other 2 aren't too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a really close race. I wonder how many routes we'll see.
Who all's on French right now? Looks like Glubbers is on German right now, but that might just be for practice. Iwabi's on French.
Iwabi's on French. The other 2 are on English.
Mid's on English.
On screen, at least.
Yeah, just waiting on Iwabi and Glubberino to ready up here. Andy's on GC today. That's exciting. I reckon we'll be seeing ELH route for most of these folks.
Yeah, I expect so. We might see a couple of gorge bombs.
Yeah, I reckon gorge bombs out of mid. Doopsy, I'm not entirely sure about. Iwabi has readied up. Iwabi has readied up.
Just waiting for Glubbers, it looks like.
Yep.
And yes, this is just an any percent race. This isn't rando. Or it's a really bad rando, maybe.
When you're like in a race time and then suddenly you have to go pee. Isn't that a hassle?
Yeah. Happens every time.
Exactly, yeah. It's the nerves. All right. Oh yeah, Cass, you doing Lord Skip today? Notable Cass here has been learning and grinding Lord Skip for the past week, 2 weeks-ish. And he's getting pretty good at it. Very exciting stuff.
Hopefully a lot of successful Stylard skips and not a lot of failed.
First try Stylard skip to everyone.
But we still have a couple of hours until we get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Exciting trailer action from Andy's screen. There we are. Fall asleep. Yeah, shout out to our European our time our runners in other time zones. In Europe it's what around 2 or 3 a.m. And for Iwabi here it'll be actually he probably just
10
woke up.
a.m. Yeah, it's a pretty reasonable time for Japan.
Yep. Anyway, my call's on I think cast sweep. Definitely gonna be front runner.
We'll see. We'll see.
Opponent 74, very nice. All right, so who's going to call for a wellness check on Globberino? Send the cops over, just make sure he's all right. Voss, this is cowardice. I'll hear nothing else. Oh, man. Yeah, he has a clam bake going.
Maybe he had to make a Wendy's trip.
You know,
Wouldn't put it past Glubbers.
yeah, it would be very in character. Am I stupid? Yes, I am.
Me too.
Pog. Well, anybody seen any good movies recently?
I have seen movies recently.
That's exciting.
Some of them
None
were
good, though.
okay.
Yeah. Back of my eyelids. That's always a winner. I love that one. The ending always kind of sucks, though.
Yeah.
I finished Dune earlier, the book.
Good book.
Great book. Was not insane about the ending, but very well crafted.
Yeah, it kind of rushes through the ending.
It just kind of peters out, yeah. But I recommend reading it for anyone else.
It's inspiration for most of my username.
Yeah. I'm excited to take on the sequels and be less impressed.
Yeah. The second one isn't as good.
So I've heard. But God, the world building's so good. As soon as the first time he's hearing of this.
Well, everyone remember that if the screen is too dark to see clearly, adjust the brightness so the 4 colors on the right are distinct.
Mm-hmm. Just make sure to make the adjustments on the television.
Yeah.
Here a few years back, wow. Simikin's Hot Rock over here. That really tickled Anaraka as well. There you go. Read the French version? No.
I used to have a German copy.
Why does that not surprise me?
Wonder where it went. Do we just start without Glubbers at this point?
We're getting a ways on. I don't know. I reckon like quarter after we crack on.
As long as the restreamer is fine with that plan, I am fine with that plan.
Yeah. What say you, ZSR gods? Just like regular God, he's silent. I'm gonna go get get myself some water. Had to rush over here to turn my computer on. Completely lost track of time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on ZSR Main. Hope you're having an enjoyable time zone. Emergency exits are the X button at the corner of your window. If you need anything, let a commentator know, and we will do our best to accommodate. Thank you for flying ZSR today. It might be a good 2 a.m. I don't know. A commentate, nicely done.
Maybe Glover's is just trying to get out of the parking lot.
It seems that way right now, yeah. I'm having a hot bit of trouble with it. Can you use a pizza delivered? You and me both, bestie.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good right now.
Hey, Glubbers, if you're willing to buy everybody in here a pizza, say nothing. Spectacular pizzas on Glubbers. Good thinking, yeah. Just make sure not to get to the contactless delivery. Make sure they ring the bell and stuff. Remember that you are able to equip the Doppelhaken with the Festlegen. Have you already spoken to the audience about why Wabi's on French right now?
Not yet.
That's actually a fun point that we can use to stall. So, a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? It was discovered that the text where Fire is like, "Oh, you want me to repair that cannon?" In the French version, is missing a flag afterwards, which would necessitate the player choose an option. And the consequences of that are that you can basically repair the cannon for free, because it doesn't check that you have 300 rupees. It does drain any rupees you do have, but you can get a steep discount only on French, PAL French, and I think one of the Wii versions.
I think we French as well.
Yeah, but it was like NTSC French.
However, the text for French is slower generally.
It's so slow. It's comically
so
slow. Pay
if it
attention
saves
when
time, it
Wabi
doesn't
does
save a
the
lot of
reroll.
time.
Yeah. I think it was timed to be like 2 seconds slower. 1.2 NT. Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, there isn't a 1.0 French.
Oh yeah, true.
It looks like it's now 1:15. I think we're just gonna force start this, and maybe Glubbers will pull something out and catch up.
All right, runners. This is your warning if you're listening to the commentary. Heads up. Now we have Notable Cast on screen as well, also playing on French. Or sorry, that's not.
Oh, interesting.
Cast,
that dropped Glubbers out of the race.
Did it really? Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
What's up,
All right,
Zetos?
we're going to get started soon, and we'll be on our way.
All right, everybody. Good luck. Bon chance. Combat day.
Yeah, those things.
I hope everyone's warmed up. Remember to test that luminosity.
And we're underway.
All right, here we go.
I haven't watched too many runs of these runners. I don't know how good they are at early game. Who do you think is going to get to bow first?
First to bow is going to be Andy, or no. I think Iwabi stands a pretty good chance. Both Iwabi and Andy are very technical players. Mid and Cass are relatively very new to the run. And they are
It's been impressive
extremely
to see.
skilled and improving fast.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see their improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine all of them will be going for safety bit, and it looks like only a first try for Cass.
Yep. Andy and Iwabi both having an issue. So the
Andy
two
getting
runners are
through.
expected to be fast. Iwabi last through the gate.
Cass
Mid
and
and Cass, nice
Midland
bit of
tied,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Wow, uncanny. I wonder who all is going to be swapping mem cards during this race. If any.
Yeah, if any. I don't know. That is another thing we could talk about, I guess.
It is,
That-
yeah.
It's always been a thing. It's always been allowed, but it was pointed out recently that if you have 10 memory cards so that you can have the slot 1 save every time you save, it saves all of 4.5 seconds over the run.
Over an 80% run, yeah.
Over 90% run.
Obviously, the more saves or fewer saves you have, the more or less difference a mem card swap will make in a run.
And so if any of these runners have 10 memory cards, they might be saving that time. We'll see.
Or one memory card with 10 blocks.
That is true. Or 3 memory cards with 2 consoles.
Ooh.
Cass pulling a little lead here.
Yeah, and you can take a look at his screen. You can see how the camera sort of turned weirdly. He's actually doing that intentionally in order to reduce lag in this area so that his rolls are a little bit easier and also that it's just a smidge faster. Everyone else choosing not to, but it looks like, look at Iwabi's rolls. Well, hit the Baba, but like I said, very technical runner, very skilled.
Yeah, Iwabi is a very skilled runner across many of the Zelda games.
Yes. He's a prolific individual.
One of the... has a couple of Majora's Mask 3D records, if I remember correctly, and
Is that so? I didn't know that.
has always been a good runner.
That's pretty sick. I'll point it out the next time it's relevant, but take a look at Cass's and Iwabi, or Cass's, Cass's and Iwabi's dialogue the next time you see it, because it will be notably slower. You can have, like, any layperson could look at it and be like, that looks slow. Oh, look at these lines that Andy's taking. That's gorgeous. The benefit of playing a lot of early game, as with any game, is that you get to optimize it really quick. Missed auto spin is still a 412 cage break for Cass here. That's pretty solid for safe bit.
Yeah, pretty good for safe bit. And really close between the other three.
Yeah. Andy lagging just a hair behind, and this'll all be switched up pretty fast by Goats and Bow, I promise. But Cass in the lead by a good 10 or so seconds. Yeah, swapping mem cards. Sorry, we didn't really go into that. The benefit of swapping memory cards is that it is always faster to save on a fresh file, or rather, to create a new file, than it is to save over an already created file. The difference is of frames, but over the course of the run, it will save a couple seconds. Good luck to everyone. Rentrey.
I think that's the longest goat in string.
There's a lot of E's and B.
There is a lot of E's. I think it's only like 5, though.
That sounds right. I didn't see the time. That was a solid goats from Cass there. Who I'll be getting a little bit hung up there by a Howard, unfortunately. Still a sub 30s.
26 is still solid.
Yeah. Andy
pulling slightly ahead.
Mid getting really Howarded here. Very unfortunate, but she'll figure it out. And Cass heading into Bow.
Getting a feel for all of the nuances of goats is something that can take a little bit of time.
It takes a lifetime.
For newer runners, yeah.
I still don't have it quite down.
However,
very nice control there.
The bow fight is very simple. Basically, just rock, paper, scissors, and a lot of mashing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 56 goats for mid. Still sub 1 minute. Yeah.
Better than my first runs. Tell you what. But yeah, the idea of bow is you want to it's rock paper scissors, and if you win the rock paper scissors, then you have to mash at least 11 or 12 hertz. I can't remember the exact figure.
I believe it's 11.
Yeah, push him off the platform fast enough that it only takes the one cycle. Of course, you need the good RNG as well to do that, which Cass gets. This is the first cycle. The RNG is slightly weighted towards the player in that first phase because there's a possibility of him standing still and doing nothing, which is removed during the second phase. Pret, commence.
Iwabi not getting the good RNG, but Andy getting it.
Iwabi really getting shafted by this phase 1. Very unfortunate. Now take a look at Cass's screen here. This is going to be more akin to a phase 2 that you would see. Taking the safe option, pushing as opposed to slapping. Slapping will always be faster, but pushing will always be safer.
Yeah, pushing has just a little bit higher chance of working.
10%, I believe.
Yeah, it's 25% and 35% or something like that.
Something to that effect. Waterproof Teabag, if you're familiar, has a very good video on it. And the Botus de Fur at 7:39 for Cass. Very, very respectable time, especially for a race. Looks like Cass is mem card swapping. And Iwabi getting Bow out of there.
Yeah, that was some bow RNG.
It really was.
Mindolin nearly catching up to Iwabi
Yeah,
just on bow alone.
yeah. So like we said about the swinginess of this segment. Luckily now we are out of the extremely RNG times and into the slightly RNG times.
Yeah, the first half hour, 40 minutes of the run is just brutal. So many ways to lose time, so many difficult tricks. But after that, it gets fun. And we're probably going to see a somewhat new route, which will have us done with the Twilights at around the hour mark. And I'm a big fan of that.
Yes, I strongly agree. It's extremely flashy and interesting to look at. All right, remember that box break determines the winner.
That's not getting it.
So Med's still pulling up the rear, but not by as much as she was.
Andy did get box break.
Excellent. Andy wins. We can all go home. So if you aren't familiar, extremely familiar rather, with Twilight Princess runs, this part will not look like much. But when you get into it, there's a lot of interesting technical movement going on here. There's a lot of very tight vectoring. There's going to be a lot of dash cancels going on. Nice box break there, Wami. Mid, you got this.
Yeah, there are 6 or 7 really small time savers in this section that they'll all be going for, and some of them they'll get, some of them they won't.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are frame perfect.
Yes.
Well, by most of them, that's like 4 out of 7. So,
yeah,
barely.
Don't get Squeebled, Cass. Nice. Electing to kill the Squeeble. Maybe not electing, but doing so. Bad hexagon there for Andy. The exact range from which you can grab one of those pull chains is hard to commit to memory. Mostly I just have a sort of vague impression, and if I miss it, I miss it.
Yeah, at this point I just kind of go by feel, but I don't know how I got that feel.
Exactly. Experience, just doing it 100 million times.
Think we'll see anyone fall through the floor today?
I sincerely hope not. Remember not to B-attack into the cutscene at the top of the tower. Apparently it's slower.
It can be a brutal time loss. Very rare to fall through the floor at the top of this tower, but it has happened once recently.
Mm. And to many others in the past.
By many others, it's like 2 or 3.
Many.
Very rare.
Uncountable others.
Cass opting to jump attack there.
New attack. All right.
So
well,
that
unfortunately
puts
missing the mid attacks there, or hitting the mid attacks rather.
that puts Andy in the lead of the 4 that we have on screen.
Mm-hmm. Cass
going onto the rooftops.
Nice tech escape there from Cass. I didn't see if he master timed. I assume he times. Especially here on rooftops, it's important to space out your dashes and time them correctly. More important during the MDH segment where you're on a bridge cycle, but I always use this segment as sort of warm up for that. Oh, I'll be unfortunately hitting that text there at the top of the stairs. And mid, what? 15, 20 seconds behind? Extremely recoverable.
Yeah, not far at all.
Especially now that Hugo's coming up.
Yep, Hugo, the second great equalizer.
Yeah, exactly. Hope everybody remembered their bribes. Wabi almost being carged there. It really is painful to get bullied by those card rocks when you're just trying to get in there. Doesn't happen frequently, but when it does, insult to injury, I'll tell you what.
Andy getting a couple of rupees here from the dig spots. For the runners that aren't on French, they will need 300 rupees by the time we go to City in the Sky, about 2 hours in. The French runners, which are Awabi and Cass, shouldn't need that. They shouldn't need any rupees whatsoever. They might keep this 1 rupee through the entire run.
Mm-hmm. Well, until they get to fire.
Yeah, fire does take the 1 rupee.
Yeah. He considers it a tip.
He writes off the other $2.99 in his taxes.
Nicely done, Andy. You can see here how just the amount of like practice and technical skill will make a difference.
I find
with very good pushing. Oh, unfortunate.
Oh, I find Andy's Sword and Shield skips really interesting because he started on Wii, and you don't control the camera on the Wii version, so looks like Iwabi's not controlling the camera that much either. But
some people just prefer not to.
Yeah.
When I was first starting, I found it more distracting than anything to manipulate the camera. Unfortunate for Iwabi. Maybe another frame of sliding would have saved it, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of a steep angle. I wouldn't have gone for that, but
I tend to go for the steeper angles. I find it more comfortable, especially because it cuts the back hop off a little bit easier. All right, mid contending.
Yeah, mid could pull ahead here.
Good. That was beautiful.
Very nicely done.
I mean, the pushing was extremely clean. She didn't go for the bad swing that she could have before he was in position. Very, very good play. Cass back to it. So Andy and Mid are going to be heading into fair. It looks like neither of them are going to be getting the vessel.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anyone to be doing bite route. Even Clubbers probably
even
won't be.
If he gets here. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, sorry, Cass. Bad RNG there. Ooh, yeah. Very, very nice. A little bit premature celebration there, skipping the cutscene, but he knew what he had. Beautiful there for a Wabi. That's prime. Yep. Textbook Sword and Shield skip out of Wabi. Fun fact about this first Shadow Beast fight here. Well, first in this run. Not really first in the game. But you can skip it, although it does have ramifications later on, which are you don't have Minda Charge.
It is possible to get Minda Charge and not finish the fight, but it requires a lot of wacky stuff.
Yep.
But there are other problems with not getting that portal.
Yeah. Similarly to how there are a lot of problems with doing EMS for a casual playthrough. Once every couple months, we get somebody in the TP Discord who says, "Well, I did EMS, and now I can't do X, Y, or Z. How do I do it?" Andy going for hyper EMS. Smidge of lag there, but looks like he failed it. Anna, what's the secret to hyper EMS?
Bribe money.
All right, makes sense. AKA the Midland Special.
Andy getting it second try with one bad swing.
Yep.
No, the left side EMS is not significantly harder. It is slightly more precise position-wise, but it's the same timing as right side EMS. So it's just getting used to it a different way.
I'll learn it eventually. I did recently start doing setupless Kai clip, and wow, I was really psyching myself out about how hard that is.
Yeah, setupless Kai clip is the only way that I found it to be consistent though it still isn't completely consistent. It's
Yeah.
a very weirdly precise trick.
It is strange. I love the setup. Jim's setup is spectacular, but man, it's slow. Oh, that was a little bit scary, mid, but you got it. Clearly, enough bribe money, but just barely. And he has to be careful about his health here. It's pretty easy to dodge the puppets when they're getting up on you, but it does cost time sometimes to bob and weave. Obviously,
Yeah,
you want to be taking straight lines.
A death in Grove loses a lot of time.
It's the worst. It's really the worst.
Really, a death anywhere in early game sucks. So.
Oh, yeah, true. EMS. Dying in EMS is humiliating. No, nobody die in EMS, please. I don't want to jinx it.
Looked like a second try for
Lobby.
Cass. Well,
Yeah,
second
Cass was
swing.
pretty good. Mm-hmm. It will be just a tiny, tiny hair too steep on that angle of approach. And he knows it. The unfortunate thing about knowing everything about this game is it does not equate to being able to do it. I say that from experience. Ooh. Andy, that was insanely good. Watch where Andy is standing in this cutscene. Or rather, after it. He's so
Very
close to the door.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, he took an amazing. He attacked across Skull Kid's left side. I've never seen that before.
That's a really interesting line.
Yeah, but it makes all the difference. Like, it obviously it's a small optimization, but when you've been doing this game for a while, it's those small things that you notice. Remember not to get too close before he blows the horn.
Yeah, the Skull Kid fight, you can attack as soon as Skull Kid starts blowing the horn, or even slightly before, which is a tiny optimization that some people go for, and it terrifies me.
That sounds like a Zack Link move.
Yeah, Zach might go for it. I don't know.
I don't know. You say tiny optimizations that terrify people, and Zack Link comes to mind. I should have pointed out earlier, but take a look at the way that Awabi manipulates the camera during this area. Like, he's always making sure that he can see his lines.
Yeah, very small adjustments.
Something that I try to emulate. Again, a nice attack there out of Awabi. You can also tell during this cutscene, watch where Skull Kid is looking. Well, where he's looking is where Wolf Link is. So if he looks to the side, means he's on the ground. If he looks up, means he's up on that ledge. You can also obviously tell by the camera shaking slightly as Wolf Link hits the ground during the cutscene.
Andy getting the Master Sword
reversing
at 21:54. It's a
Yep.
really good time.
Yeah, 21 sword is a good
sure
time
it is.
regardless of whether you're in a race.
I'd gladly take that any day.
Exactly. Gazing forlornly at my 23 swords. If you take a look at Midland's screen right now, you see how the screen flashes. That's because she's hitting the sense button within the 2 frames that's possible during each of these jumping animations. Just a fun little thing to occupy ourselves while we do the puzzle that we all know the solutions to, and we'll never be able to forget.
Missing a couple there, though. Yeah, the solution is just a rectangle. It's very easy to remember.
Didn't stop, 6-year-old Prince from having a very hard time with it. Hey, Glub. Glad of you to join us. Everything all right, Armano? Really rough BM, I assume. Yeah, Cass, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. A larger scale phone/connectivity issue happened. Hate to see it. Well, if you start now, you only have a 23-minute handicap. Well, the others do.
Yeah, it's still possible that you wouldn't finish last.
Oh, yeah. If Glibber started when I was 23 minutes deep, he'd have a very good chance against me. Very exciting that the sword is accepting all of these people as its master. There you go, Glub. Call it an async race. Everyone else will be on their way through Farron 2. Go get that Gale Boomerang. The all-important Gale Boomerang of GC Twilight Princess.
Also powerful in HD, just not on Wii.
Yep.
Still necessary on Wii, though.
Yeah. Pensive. FT skip on Wii would be kind of sick, actually.
Yeah,
How do
it
you
would
go
be
back
really
there?
nice.
Just rupee slide, I guess, you know?
Epona Seam Clip is a magical trick, my
see.
friend.
Yeah. Andy coming up just a slight bit short with that first jump attack. In a comical manner, if you ask me.
Those Shadow Beasts can be tricky as human.
Oh god, they're annoying.
It's usually the second bunch, because sometimes one's just looking at the wall for no reason, and you end up losing time, even though it is technically faster to stay human.
Midland remembering slightly too late that she does not yet have the Gale Boomerang and cannot do Fair and Escape. We've all done it.
Or if she could, then that would be very impressive. Please let us know if you know a way to do that.
Yeah. DM's open. Discord.gg/TP. Nice force bit there from Andy. Looks like a good angle.
Yeah, that should work.
Yep.
Very nice.
Ooh, Wallaby got that fancy one framer out of the dig. Let's see if he gets the second one.
The one framer that saves maybe 0.3 seconds.
It feels like it saves more than that.
It feels like it should, but no,
Yo, 2
it's
for
not
2.
much at all. Very
That's
nice.
beautiful. It might not save that much time, but he's a winner in my heart. Very good, very careful Shadow Beast fight there out of Midland. Nice roll stab cast. Ooh, and they're bunched up so nicely.
Andy missing the first Waltula.
Oh, you hate it when that happens. Not to worry, though. Tons of backups.
Double
And by the time
spider
they're
skip,
in, like,
pause jam.
3. The old Nimzo special. Yeah, rolling back for that first one. Or second one, rather. There you go.
Looks like Nancy was pretty kind, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too
Paid
much
off.
time lost.
Midland electing to set up force bit here, just for the safety. That's the second working frame. It helps
Iwabi
to, yeah.
needing two
helps burn the
swings
web.
to light the.
Cass being very careful with his angle. You get it wrong, it costs a humiliating amount of time. That angle looks a little bit scary. I don't think it's gonna work. Obviously, you want to save regardless. Yeah.
Andy coming up to the first mini boss of the run, Ook. Minimum 2 hops, maximum infinite.
Mm-hmm. I PB'd on Nuke recently, actually. I got a 14.
Nice. I don't know what my PB is.
That's much better. There you go, Cass. Was that a
6
5
hop.
for Andy? 6.
It was 6. Each extra hop is about a second of time loss, so just 4 seconds of time loss. Couldn't do anything about it there.
Yep. It's RNG. Midland trying for Nancy to skip, chickening out. Nobody busting that second nut, luckily. I hate it when that happens. You just kill the bob and it drops and breaks on the floor. Annoying.
And then you do the Nimzo special.
Yeah, true. Alright, sub 30 rank for Andy in a race. That is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, this is a really good early game pace.
A good run is a sub 30 rank. A very good run would be a 28. Once you get to that top level of Twilight Princess, you're looking for 28 ranks. Cass, unfortunately, getting scammed by that nut, but it looks like Nancy's gonna be kind. Yeah, he's got time if she does turn.
Yeah, Nancy turning the other cheek.
Indeed. The other leg.
And Andy Wabi both in the Ook fight now. Let's see if Ook will equalize this.
It looked like Mindlin got the thing where he tries to stop the cycle, but doesn't.
I think that was a 7 hop for Mindolin, and that puts Iwabi just ahead.
Yeah, mid slightly missed her her auto spin. It looked like so, and that's all that matters. You know, that's the difference that it made. Andy choosing not to set up force bit or force escape rather.
Getting it first try.
So Cass not lagging behind. Cass, the front runner, is now at the rear of the pack on screen at least. I reckon we probably get some new faces in a little bit. We got who else? TJD and Doopsy on deck. Both of whom are very skilled. Doopsy improving stupidly fast. She is a marvel to watch, if you ask me. She started this game a couple months ago and she's already got sub 3.
Yeah. We've had a lot of new runners recently, and a lot of them are improving really fast. It's really good to see.
Very exciting. Thanks, of course, to the remarkably helpful and friendly community and our excellent practice tools by our extremely competent and dedicated team of programmers and tech people.
Yeah. New tools coming soon for GZ. They look
my God,
really,
I
really
can't
good.
wait. Oh, I'm so excited. Every single time Taka posts something, I'm like, oh, I need it now.
Things that I just imagined weren't possible on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are on the Wii VC for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Our guys who are working on it are insanely talented. Fina was just on last night doing a little bit of science. Super exciting stuff. Lots of big developments here in Twilight Princess. If you've been thinking about starting up, now's the time. All right.
Yeah, now is a good time.
Beautiful.
Andy
Gorge
getting
Void out of
Gorge
Andy.
Void.
Yep.
Very nice.
Now it's time for Rupee Roll with English Yellow Rupee text, which doesn't take 6.5 years. You see, Andy took kind of a weird line there. He's actually avoiding the Gorge trigger. If you hit, the trigger for the Forest Warp extends far out, and if you hit that, it's basically undoes your entire Gorge Void. Very careful aim there.
Yeah, for this method of Rupee Roll, you need to target a pretty precise set of angles, and very well done for Andy.
Mm-hmm. And those angles change with where you're standing. Massively, in fact. Any small difference in your position will affect the angles quite a bit.
You might have been hoping not to see the postman, but there he is.
Yeah. But now we have mail.
Quite a few tricks at this part of the run that are just using a splotch on the floor as a visual cue.
Yep.
You've got Forest Escape and then Mailman Skip and
Forest Bit.
Forest Bit, yeah. And Rupee Roll. All just using splotches because we don't have much better in TP.
That's Twilight Princess, baby. We have been in we've been in a renaissance of visual cues for some time, with the sort of rediscovery or discovery, if you will, of ankle buffering. Thanks to a Mini 352 with that dot skip. So we have angle buffers for Lord Skip now. We got angle buffers for dot skip. Who I'll be unfortunately missing. But save warping to save it. Interesting. That's not a strat you see very often. It is slow, but it gives you another chance. Very good if you are particularly attached to making sure your splits are consistent. Mid nailing it. Very nice.
Very nice.
Cats on the approach. Remember not to sniff those kids.
Surprised no one has suggested an all sense category. It would be terrible. It would not be a fun run.
That would be really bad, actually, yeah. Yeah, that'd be miserable.
Have to enter Lineru the normal way? Ew.
Very nice review roll out there out of all. Look at how long this text takes to clear. Oh my god.
Yeah, French, the slowest language for rupee text, but fortunately we don't need rupees.
It's like 22 frames or something, isn't it?
Ooh.
Oh, that sucks. That really sucks, dude.
Did Iwabi save before
he did
going for that? Good.
Cass, unfortunately,
middle
a
and
little too slow
now
on the
getting
aims.
a little lead.
Ooh, Cass is doing the backup. Everybody watch Cass. Nice, got a yellow. That still works. He doesn't have the yellow text yet.
Yeah, that dig spot is it's an even chance between a yellow, blue, and a green.
Mm-hmm.
For the backup, a yellow or blue
Nice.
works. Very nice.
And Rubus Jaune.
Yeah, there are a lot of runners that will never go for the backup. But
It
it
took
is
me a long
very
time
good to
make
know.
myself learn it, honestly, but I really can't recommend learning it highly enough. It's
In a race
it's the difference
context, it's vital.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but bouncing off the fence.
Classic. It happens to the best of us. All right, Wabi's passed. Andy heading into Lineru. Lineru Twilight, that is. Do you smell something?
Nothing out of the usual, no.
Okay, good. No, like, weird oil smells or anything? Like a bridge might be on fire?
No, I don't think so.
Reassuring.
Andy, staying wolf here, in old routes you would see the runners go for pillar clip and enter lake bed now,
Indeed.
but Now we don't need to do that.
Because of ELH, baby. We'll talk about that more later.
ELH surprisingly not meaning early Lake Hylia.
Yeah, no. Close. 2 for 3, but very careful targeting there from Cass. Very heads-up play.
It is possible to
looks like
do
he missed
rupee
the
roll
rupee.
while targeting the tree.
Oh, no, he didn't. Yeah,
Just target the tree in the ground and then the fence. It is not great. Not consistent at all.
Andy electing to drown the Kargarok. Or Karg Rider, rather. And gets grabbed.
And gets the crash.
It's okay. No, he got the reset in.
Managed to reset in time, but that would have crashed if not. So, and Andy didn't save at all. Andy's run is over.
And Andy will DNF, unfortunately. Sorry, bro. All right, Cass is through. Take a look at this movement here that Cass is doing. He just avoided the KB1 trigger, which we had a pretty good idea of where it was thanks to some experimentation done by Skyrion a while ago, and an even better idea of where it is now that we have the sort of trigger viewers that are coming in the beta build of GZ. GZ being our practice ROM. Kind of like Oot GZ, if you're familiar. My cat is demanding attention.
I love that the transform text in French is like a full sentence.
Yeah. Why use few
All
words
right.
when many do trick?
TGD and Doopsy now
Hilarious
on screen
sync.
and basically tied.
Yeah, that's very funny, actually.
Doopsy, I think, slightly ahead.
Seems that way. Yeah, good. What? 5-ish seconds ahead of TGD. Yeah, 5.
Around there. Getting the first framer to skip
Oh, yeah, nice.
a minute text. Very nice. I expect Iwabi, TGD, and Doopsy all will be going for ELH. I'm not sure what
by the
Cass
splits, they
goes
will.
for. And I think Cass will be as well.
Yep. No pillar clips today. Sorry, gang.
You know? Good.
I like pillar clip, man. It's a fun trick. I don't get why everybody dunks on
I
it.
do not agree.
That's fine. I just think it's fun. Ein? Un client?
Client. Yeah.
So everybody basically trying to do the same thing, which is get that Zora's Domain warp portal open.
It's like
Which,
Iwabi will also be trying to drown the Kargarok Rider. No Crasherino.
Please. He's really interesting. Okay.
That's not going to work. The Kargarok already stopped by the time.
Yeah. I think he might have gotten a little bit discombobulated by the pattern.
Yeah.
Which does happen, especially if you're doing that Pheno strat of sort of forcing him to aggro faster. I say Pheno strat. He sort of was the one that documented it. I don't know if anyone sort of did it first.
Fino found the boundaries, but I know at least FX was going for it earlier.
That's right. FX does do that. Come back to TP, FX. We miss you.
Coca Rico.
Is that really what it's called?
Yep.
That's so funny. Yeah, Doopsy here also on French for that steep discount on the repairing the cannon. It does seem nice. I haven't done a run. That's a butt on a Cass's screen. It does seem very convenient, but given my lack of a PAL copy, I haven't been able to try it myself.
So yeah, all 4 runners on screen right now on French.
Mm-hmm.
Only Mindolin on English.
Cass choosing not to drown the Carg Rider, instead going for the fast fight.
Which the fast fight is only about 6 to 8 seconds slower.
It's barely slower.
Yeah.
Far safer.
It's easy to get greedy with time saves, and we saw the unfortunate consequence.
Anno here is biased. He's a known Carg drowning hater. I think Carg drowning is fun, but I do recognize it's extremely risky for very little reward.
I'm not a hater, I'm just bad.
I disagree. I think you're very skilled at the game.
Anyway, Elden Twilight. Very satisfying section of the game.
Yes, strongly agree. Very, very fun. Lots of cool technical movement.
Another very technical section. Just
Exactly.
vectoring.
It's not the kind of technicality that's annoying. It's all like kind of fun. Like especially watch Doopsy's screen here, the way that she sort of moves to manipulate the bug. So it's a B attack, and then she went a little bit too far in, unfortunately. But ideally, you would B attack and turn on senses and mash target to. I don't know if the target mashing actually helps. I think it was timed to help a tiny amount, if any, not statistically significant. But it lures the bug down a bit faster. Here on TGD's screen, you'll see it. And very simple to do, but so satisfying. Feels great to do. Also, I wanted to circle back. You see, Cass did not go out of bounds for the Carg flight. Anna mentioned a second ago about high-risk time saves, and Cargoob, in my experience, is one of those high-risk time saves because it's about 7 or 8 seconds saved to go out of bounds and skip that dogleg in the flight path, I guess you could say. But
compared to losing 30 or 40 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very bad at that clip, so.
And
a little bit scary.
Cass has 3 hearts, but if you have 2 hearts and you fail it, you are likely to game over, and that loses significantly more time.
Yeah, bad news bears. And you can see Doopsy here reaping the rewards of being on French, because instead of going and trying to futilely hit that cabinet and get the 10 rupees and fight about trying to skip the text, she doesn't have to. She can just focus on lining herself up for the bug.
TGD having a rough time in the hotel. When going for the bug, he jump attacked to the Bulblin that was right there.
Classic.
And then bonking on that wall as well.
So annoying. Twilight Princess is a very good game in a lot of respects, but the targeting priority is not one of them. You find yourself fighting which enemy you're targeting more often than not. And here again, CTGD, he pushed that bug to get a little bit closer to be lined up to where he wants to be, instead of going for the rubies in the boxes. Because French. Cass, remember, if you fail Gorge Void 2, you have to reset. Didn't even go for it. So I guess he couldn't fail.
Shaking my SMH.
Yep. All right, I assume both Doopsy and TGD will be doing Wolf Bomb House skip here.
Yeah, I'd expect the same.
Which is...
again, a high-risk time save.
Yep.
8 or 9 seconds? It's 3 to 5 seconds faster.
Is it? I thought it was like one full transform.
I'm pretty sure it's 3 to 5.
I take your word for it. You know more about this game than I do.
Faster than just transforming and doing LJA over.
Immediately, yeah. And both of them ended up failing Wolf Bomb House skip, which is a reminder to the audience. Wolf Bomb House skip is a scam. Don't do it. It's a stupid trick.
Unless you're doing Goron Mines RTA, then you have to.
You're doing Goron Mines, yeah.
Except you don't anymore.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
You don't have to do all the Twilight anymore in Goron
Nope.
Mines Arcade. It's so weird.
It's so cool, though. Elevator Escape is an extremely cool-looking trick. I don't understand it at all.
Speaking of which, Goron Mines RTA race next week here on
Oh,
ZSR
is that
again.
next week? Nice, yeah.
It'll be another fun race.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to say, my only ever Goron Mines RTA race is also my only ever successful Wolf Bomb House skip.
Sounds about right.
That's, oh god, what a... At the risk of putting people off, I hate that category. Oh, man. But other people have a very fun time with it, so... Not for me. I love just it's not as close, but Doopsie and TGD being so close is very entertaining to me. I'm having a great time because they're just side by side, and so you can really see very precisely all the differences. So far, it looks like TGD is trailing while Doopsie is in the lead of the race overall. Which makes sense. She's extremely skilled and she is in practice. Not to say that all the other people in the race aren't, but...
We'll be coming up to Bomb House Skip. Opting for Wolf as well.
Yep. Can he be the first one to succeed? No. It's a very particular trick. It's very sort of feel based. You have to back up a little bit, but not too much, and you have to get a good angle and not get the wrong kind of, jump. It's all very touchy.
But at least no one getting carged.
Indeed. No one has been visited by Kevin.
Doopsie the first out of Elden Twilight, and with the ELA Trout, we'll be going pretty much straight to Lanayru Twilight.
Yep. I wanted to point out just super quickly that Cass did gold his Elden Vessel segment, which is pretty cool.
Elden Vessel is always a good gold to get.
It feels great.
With Forest Escapes, Lanayru Gate Clip, Kargarok Skip, or
He
drowning
will be getting
Kargarok
scammed by
Rider.
that bug. His mid charge passed right through. Wisely not digging too early. Very nice. That's one of those mistakes that you don't make again after you do. TGD cuking. For what reason, we'll find out shortly, I assume. Alright, Cass.
Knocking
Wolf
down the
House.
Goron, I guess, was the reason.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He might have picked the wrong warp or something. Cass not even going for Wolf Bomb House Skip, wisely. Saving time over everyone else in the race.
Did indeed pull up the map to warp, and
Classic.
couldn't.
Gamer side hop. No dice. I didn't see if Doopsie got it.
I wasn't paying attention.
And Doopsie heading in to get that Lanayru Vessel. Which she splits for because she's a freak.
Lanayru Vessel is on the community golds, if I remember correctly, so...
That's still weird. Splitting for Lanayru Vessel.
Yeah, it's only
so
a 2-minute segment. The only real variation is the one-frame side hop that isn't possible.
Yep. But you know what? Split how you like. Live your truth. I'll just judge you for it.
Personally, I probably have like 10 splits in that 2 minutes.
That's true. Iwabi being a little bit ambitious about when the steam vent would stop being steam venty. end up paying the price, unfortunately. You can take a look at, you just saw Doopsy do it, and you'll see TGD do it here in a second, how they're going to try to push that first bug further along towards where they want to be. It's just tiny, these little tiny adjustments, optimizations. But it's kind of like pushing the monkey in glitchless categories where you can push it a little bit off and end up losing yourself more time than you save.
I never really know what to say during linear Twilight.
I mean, you know, it's you can look at these dash cancels here that TGD was doing there. You can also pay attention to the different approaches that people will take to that DMT or the Death Mountain fight, Messenger fight. You can see how people will just try to adjust things very slightly according to their preference. Cat's getting a little controlled by this bug here.
The wall bug that Gypsy just got has a lot of different ways to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
None of them feel good.
Yeah. All right, wonderful side hop here out of Doopsy. Nailing it.
Very nicely
Not even
done.
side rolling, extremely nice. That's
Say 3-frame trick.
Frames. Yep. There are 6 frames on which you can side hop while you're there, and you want the last 3 of them. Frames 4, 5, 6. TGD nailing it as well. This is lily pad bugs. These are
Lily pad
probably
bugs
the most annoying
trolling
bugs.
Doopsy a little bit.
Yeah. Opinions may differ, but I think that the general consensus, the plurality is that lily pad bugs are the most aggravating. Because
They're definitely the most common to lose time on.
Yeah. They're kind of programmed and such to be annoying, like the way that they fly and move is sort of specifically calibrated to irk you. Notable cast transforming into funny times. You can see the big meteor, or the rock, not the meteor, hovering above him as he transforms.
The runners will need to use the Howling Stone next to Isa. But it'll be later in the run. We'll need to go back here to get the bomb bag later.
Yep.
Cass also not getting the gamer side hop.
Unfortunate. Apparently, it's supposed to be a 1-frame side hop, but it's more like, 0.01 frames. Doopsy onto the most thrilling part of Linear Twilight. Running straight for 2 minutes.
Sometimes there's a Kargok that just flies
Yep.
on the ground.
Yeah, Land Shark.
Usually it's not that exciting.
Yeah. It does offer a nice break, though. Check your phone. Have a drink.
Get a snack.
Yeah. Assuming you have a Wavebird. Are there any notable people who run with Wavebirds? I can't think of any.
I could pull up Nimzo's spreadsheet to see, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Very nice waterfall side hop there out of a Wabi as well, eschewing the side roll. You can see that T2D here, well, he stopped just recently, but T2D and Doopsy while she was doing it, the straight. Ooh, that's okay. Nice, saved it. Well done, Doopsy. They see down for that's a long segment of running straight because it will reduce lag a small amount, which, you know, tiny optimization, but no reason not to. Obviously, the trade-off of C downing is that you can't exactly see where you're going, but as long as you're on the right vector, then you're fine. Doopsy, of course, dash canceling through Castletown, as TG will do shortly, because Wolflink's dash speed is capped weirdly in Castletown, so dash canceling ends up being the fastest thing to do. Or rather, his dash speed isn't capped; it decays faster, I guess you could say. Similarly to MDH, but slightly differently. Nice side hop TGD, very stylish. Lack Hylia.
Cass failing waterfall side hop.
Yeah, I would assume he had a strange buffer because that did not seem like the appropriate 6 frames where the prompt was visible. Yeah, the 6 frame window of waterfall side hop is contingent on buffering, or not buffering, but starting to swim laterally at the right time, which often is accomplished by buffering with the item wheel.
Yeah, some runners prefer not to buffer, but I think most runners use the buffer.
Yeah.
Just easy and
easy
consistent.
Yeah. There's a Q on the wall, and there's also, you can just use the HUD fading in as your Q to pull up the item wheel and buffer. Nice RNG there for Cass, getting a lily pad bug right from go. And the other one.
Yeah, very nice lily pad bugs.
Fortunately, the tiers never tend to line up very nicely. So even if you do get a good double hit like I did last night, the tiers will also separate out, and you have to spend a little bit of time collecting them individually anyway. Every once in a blue moon, you get a double, where you get both bugs in both tiers, but not easy. I see this a lot. I see, like, Awabi just did it and Doopsy did it earlier. You see, during that Castletown Messenger fight, people will run a lot farther out than they have to past that sort of midpoint, and often it will cause the messengers to aggro incorrectly, or rather, in a way that is unoptimal for what you want to do, which is get the one closer to the fulcrum of the wall there first. So I always tend to stay pretty close to that wall there, just to make sure that they aggro in the right order.
Yeah, the messengers. Oh well, anytime you do a B charge, it operates like a stack. So the last one you target is the first one you attack, and you have to keep that in mind for that fight in particular, because if you bonk the wall, then you have to start the fight over, basically.
Exactly. Uwalpi also getting the cool side hop onto the ledge there. I love that side hop. And TGD and Doopsy in the Derek fight. Both of them using the older method of manipulating Derek's movement by standing at the edge of the platform and C-upping. The C-up is to reduce lag, but the standing at the edge is to manipulate Derek into flying towards you, where you have the most sort of range to back up and then get back on him, because he will only attack if he is within your view. Generally, I tend to do a more recent more recently popularized method, where you keep Derek on screen the entire time, and you just kind of take whatever angle he gives you, which is very, very, very slightly faster, but also slightly riskier.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 or 3 seconds faster, which TP runners tend to take some of the 2 to 3 second time saves and to leave others.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You ask like 50 TP runners which tiny time savers they take, and you'll get 50 different answers.
Yeah. But the answer is very rarely none of them.
Exactly, that's very true. But even people at the top level, like you'll see Bewilderbeast or Nimzo or Marco, taking those like not taking something sometimes, just because it's sort of preference and comfort. TGD forgot to damage down, unfortunate. Part of the sequence that you'll be seeing from TGD and Doopsy to get into Lake Hylia is gaming over, which obviously requires you to damage down, which Doopsy has done.
Yeah, this is the part of the run that is somewhat new. How long has it been? It's maybe half a year?
Has it? God, I hope not. It's probably, I don't know. In my brain, it's like 2 months. But I honestly don't know.
Still feels very much new.
Twilight Princess, we get a lot of advancement. People make jokes about how this game, is very slow and doesn't really have much going on. But we get a lot of tech. It's just that, I don't know. I feel like Twilight Princess emotionally, we operate on a very long timeline.
Yeah. We pretty much never see massive changes to the run. The route's always generally the same.
Right.
And ELH, the new route that they're working on, saves about 13, 18 seconds, somewhere in there.
We'll say between 15 and 20 seconds.
Yeah. And adds a bunch of
really
somewhat
hard tricks.
Difficult tricks. And
yep. And Cass getting stuck between fire and his machine. I've done that a million times. I always try to go to the right after that bug, for exactly that reason. And Doopsy here will be duping the bomb bag, but first she has to defeat these messengers as Wolf without Midna on back, which means that you need to do a couple of fancy attacks, some specific sequences.
Interesting backflip there.
It was pretty cool, though.
It works.
It's slow, but, I like it.
There are lots of different methods to do that, and the goal is just to hit the trigger to activate the fight, but then leave so you can transform.
Exactly. So 2 spins on this guy, and then a neutral B attack, and then a spin, targeted B, and an A attack. There you go. It's as simple as that, ladies and gents. That was a fairly recent rediscovery, which was has helped massively initially for the purposes of eliminating Norgor from the route. Well, the need to do Norgor if you want to. But also is very useful for the ELH route here.
And Isa shooing us away, and then we go into her hut anyway.
Yep.
Please do not do this IRL.
Yeah, especially if there's an actual wolf.
And if there are bombs involved.
Yeah. Don't give a wolf a bag of bombs. Don't do it twice, especially.
And definitely don't give a null item at the same time.
Yeah, that would be very rude of you. In wolf culture, that's a big insult. So the idea is that if you can steal the bomb bag, which we've been doing for ages and ages and ages, but it turns out if you steal it twice, it becomes permanent, which is important for the route for various reasons that I don't fully understand.
Yeah, there are 3 sources of bomb bags in this game, and none of them are very good.
Yeah, you're telling me. One of them requires Lineru, one of them requires Goron Mines, and then...
The other one also requires Lineru and having bombs.
Exactly. So you saw Tubesy do it, and TGD will attempt as well. He's trying to skip this plum dialogue. But apparently it's fairly finicky. I've never tried it myself.
Yeah, it's a very small window.
And Cass is out of linear Twilight.
Doopsie is successfully game overing and emptying the lake.
Yeah, watch TGG's screen here. We forgot to mention it, but he's going to be sort of trying to bonk here and go out of bounds, just like that. Because if you game over within this minigame, the minigame sets Hylia to the empty state, and game overing allows you to respawn within that map, which is not usually how it's supposed to go.
I haven't paid too much attention to the setups for getting into Lakebed Temple in this empty state. But
yeah, Nimzo has been working hard.
Yeah, getting a precise position, precise angle
cool.
to just jump down there and get into the temple. Very nicely done.
Yeah, we've had a lot of folks working on the setup. Initially, it was far more complicated. Far more complicated. There were some really hilarious-looking Rube Goldberg setups for this, but we eventually found this one, and by we I mean Nimzo. And I know this looks complicated, but it used to be worse. TGD, come on, man.
Unlike games like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, every time we use the item wheel to buffer, it's 2 frames. We have to do a 2-frame window. Can't buffer frame to frame. And that makes it really awkward if you're 1 frame away from where you need to be.
Exactly, yeah. And you see him mashing the target there. That doesn't do anything except give you a better angle of what you're looking at.
You will be going for that plum cutscene skip and getting
Nailing
it.
it.
Very nice.
So yeah, this ELH route allows us to do something that is very interesting to me particularly. I think it's very cool. The one-trip lake bed. You can get the claw shot, kill Morpheal on one fell swoop.
Yeah, for a long time, this was something that was exclusive to categories like No Save and Quit. But having bombs while entering Lakebed... Yeah, true. Having bombs entering Lakebed Temple lets us just go through all of it at once, as opposed to needing to get the claw shot early. So one of the biggest time save that empty Lake Hylia does for us is removes the Uku.
Exactly. See for a while they can get a quicker setup. In theory, you could still do this setup list with catching the bomb in the rang and destroying the rock and then jumping down with the boots and whatnot. And I think if you did that perfectly, it would still be faster. But this setup just offers consistency that you can't pass up.
Doopsie getting the quick strat on Deku Toad. That's a...
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Very precise window. And unfortunate, Iwabi failing the trick. Gonna have to go for it again.
The only course for that is game over. Yeah, that Deku Toad Zero cycle, we call it, is very frame precise. It's like triple frame precise or something.
There are 4 different inputs, and they're all precise, yeah.
Yep.
TGD picking up the bomb.
He had to make sure it was lit. He's like, is this? Okay, good. But unfortunately, failing to enter Lakebed means you have to do the whole shebang again. Another part of this ELH time save is you see Doopsie just got those water bombs there. Back when you were still Ukuing out back in, you had to, go and destroy these stalactites and get that chest up there, the whole rigmarole. But
Gas failing the plum cutscene skip.
That sucks. But now you can just get those water bombs that are super convenient right there after the save warp and head on in. And Wabi's in.
Doopsie now coming up on one of the harder tricks in the run.
Yeah.
We don't have the
TGD
Zora
unfortunately
armor.
did fail the zero cycle. And you can also see the Iwabi and TGD both have been dropping bombs. Doopsy did. And they're just trying to empty out their normal bombs so they can pick up water bombs. Because you need those for more fuel.
Claw shot in French is called the grappin.
Yep.
Looked like
Extremely
very
funny.
cool name. So Doopsy now entering the Morpheal arena. The air meter in Twilight Princess only lasts about 16 seconds, and we need to beat this underwater boss. Fortunately, bombs let us breathe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're ever stranded underwater, just grab a bomb and
Please do not
throw
try
it.
this IRL.
And
Actually,
you'll be
if you're in an underwater arena with a giant eel, do whatever you can.
exactly, yeah.
Good luck.
I don't know. I think that if I was in an underwater arena with a giant eel, I probably wouldn't be able to do much of anything. Nice entry for Cass there. So Cass actually picking up a lot of time on Iwabi there for that first try lake bed entry. And of course save warping because it is technically possible but not in where you are in the route entering lake bed to, or let me start that sentence over. It's not possible the way that we do it to get from lake bed entrance to where you are right now, where Cass is right now, without water bombs. And so luckily we can save warp, and because the game sees the Master Sword in our inventory, the game says, oh, you already beat lake bed, we'll just put you right there. Doopsy might get sucked here. Yeah.
Getting sucked isn't the worst thing as long as you have enough hearts to spare.
Yeah. And enough air.
Can definitely still get the 2-bomb fight here.
100%.
Iwabi getting the fast
nailing
strat.
zeros, or yeah, Iwabi, not TGD. TGD's in the Morpheus fight. Yeah.
Yeah, Doopsy getting 2-bomb, making it look
Nice.
easy.
I spent many hours trying to get that zero cycle, and I got it twice.
I don't know how that spin attack hit for TGD.
It was a tipper, you know?
Yeah. Missing the eye on the spin attack really, really sucks.
Very bad. Very painful. Because, you know, there's still the hope you can grab the eye as it comes out again and try and get it, but you're really up to the mercy of RNG at that point.
TGD doing the correct move of Iron Boots on X.
Mm-hmm. He could force a 1-bomb here, but he won't because he's smart.
Yeah, especially with that pattern. I don't know if that second regrab would have
been
worked.
very scary, if not impossible.
The Morpheal code has been decomped, so if you have any questions about Morpheal, please @Taka.
Yeah. That sucks.
TG just too far away.
Yeah. It always feels really bad to have to do a little bit of lateral swimming, but you never regret it. Cass here will do the slightly easier method of Teiku Toad, where you do a jump attack and then 4 uncomboed slashes and then 4 comboed slashes, but slightly too slow. The frame window, even though it's slightly easier, is still pretty tight.
Wisely keeping a bomb to throw in the mouth to skip the cycle. Iwabi now entering Morpheal's arena.
Yeah, otherwise Cass would have had to kill all those tadpoles again. Fish is mean. If you've talked to any TP runners, they'll tell you about the scourge that is Morpheal. Unless they're ZA runners, in which case, yeah. TGD will definitely get sucked here.
But again, that sets you up in a really good position to grab more fuel, so has plenty of air, should be able to get through the fight just fine.
Unless he misses a regrab. Which... Alright. Yeah, it's fine. Nice sync there. TGD exiting Morpheal as Iwabi enters.
Doopsy again doing the dash cancels through Castletown. Still the fastest way to move.
If he got that first claw shot out, that would have been a great one bomb. Un instant, says Louise. Yeah, this is good. Pretty easy regrab here. That is one dead Morpheal for Iwabi. Cass picking up a pot, just to be sure. And Doopsy unfortunately missed it, but we'll have a couple more chances to see it. There's a small glitch, if you aren't aware, where if you enter the Louise cutscene in just the right way, the camera will freeze, and it saves about 2 seconds of the camera panning about during that cutscene. Good luck, Cass.
Yeah, as we've said, we've had a lot of new runners over the past few months, and as a new runner, we've had the first hour and a half of the run so far, and it's just brutal to learn.
Yeah.
Ending with Morpheal, and then the second half of the run is a lot easier.
Yeah,
you have options that are a lot more beginner friendly.
Exactly. Far friendlier to learn the back half of the run. Which is why I can't recommend AMS highly enough. Spectacular category, especially if you're new.
By AMS, we don't mean the airport. Although it's a decent airport, Amsterdam.
Ah. Nice quick climb there out of Doopsy. Cass taking it kind of safe.
Yeah, there is a lot of time save to be found in the
extremely heads up play out of Cass there. He did do a little lateral swing.
Didn't equip the iron boots though.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is very bad. This is the second hit.
Oh yeah, then
probably gonna drown here.
Save this one. Yeah, because he was knocking down that pillar.
Saying continue.
Very unfortunate. It's a bad place to die to Morpheal as well. You could scarcely die to her later. You can see Doopsy here. This movement here in MDH, it's fairly technical. A lot of small time saves, a lot of vectoring, a lot of sort of small optimizations. Respawning after Morpheal is always so discombobulating.
Yeah.
If you die in the fight.
You just need to clash out the vines, but the vines are behind you.
Yep. Luckily, it's not the tallest order in the world to redo the boss key skip. You do have to start worrying about your bomb count, though.
Yeah, but only using 2 bombs should be able to get through the fight the second time.
Absolutely. It does spell a little bit of difficulty later on, especially if you're going for Stallard skip, which I assume Cass will be. So we'll have to take a little bit of time out of his run later on, I assume in Arbiter's Grounds, to pick up some more water bombs.
if you go through all of Lake Bed Temple, there are 60 water bombs in chests.
Yeah.
You can only
I
hold
had-
15 at a time.
hmm I had one run that went through literally all the water bombs in Lake Bed.
That's impressive.
I know. Well, I didn't want to reset. I just, after a point, it was just a joke.
Beautiful.
It is. I agree. But look at how slow
Link hitting
Wolf-
the camera
Wolf dash
there on
speed here
Doopsie's screen.
is for TGD. In that area specifically, it decays so quickly, it feels like you're barely dashing at all. Cass again being so careful with that position. He really knows what he's doing. The positional awareness is extremely important here in Morpheal. You need to know where you are, where she is, where the floor is.
And it doesn't matter how many Morpheal fights you do. You'll always run into surprises.
Yep. Very nice. This is going to be a scary regrab, though, based on where she is.
That's a
Nice.
little risky. That worked. Cass getting through the Morpheal fight.
TGD will be saying hi to Zelda for the second time in the run.
Out of 3.
Mm-hmm. Here, I wouldn't put it past him, but that's just sort of how he is. While we here, we'll point out that this MDH bit is on a cycle, like I said a while ago, where the wind will blow this bridge up, and ideally, like this, you're able to catch it at the tail end as it falls and get a dash off it. And Doopsie here is howling, not for a hidden skill, but to cancel the map glitch that she activated to climb Snow Peak without the Reekfish scent. Getting hecked by a Koos, unfortunately. Connection Cave very rarely goes exactly to plan. In my experience. Maybe more talented runners differ.
I know it's possible to get through it consistently, but
Yeah,
I've never figured out how.
I've heard legends of people who are able to do it, but All right, Cass, you're our last hope for Louise glitch. Not a neutral B attack, unfortunately. Doopsie not on a spiritual journey by the looks of it. Or whatever that is in French.
Gonna be snowboarding blind.
We need to get a spiritual Super Cent community race scheduled sometime. Doopsie here will be doing jumps and spins and whatnot in order to keep herself off the ground as much as she can. This is because your speed is affected by tiny little bits of slopes and elevations and different polygons of the ground, while Obviously, if you're in the air, you don't have to combat that. It's sort of like friction, if you want to think of it like that. I don't think anyone went for rope skip either. Just not
I
quick
didn't
enough.
see any. Yet another 3-second time save that a lot of runners
Loses-
don't go for.
Yeah, and
Because it
loses a
loses
lot
30.
if you fail. Pioneered by G's, I believe. Our very own Jesus.
I believe G's was
Juicy
the
going for the
first series to
text
go
skip,
for it.
missing it slightly.
Just
Unfortunately.
missing it.
That skipping that text optimally saves like half a second, but God, it's fun. Oh yeah, and you saw from no otherwise if you if you weren't on ELH, your eclipse would be messed up for connection cave and you would have double ranks. But no need. Doopsy going for the
Floor clip and
LFC.
LFC.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mm-hmm. Which
TGD having a bit of trouble with this LJA.
Oh, is he? He got it.
Untargeting twice.
Ah.
By the looks of it.
But yeah. LFC is a one-frame trick that saves 1 second in any percent. And
It's like
people still
Doopsy
go
got
for
it first try?
second try. But yeah.
Was that second try?
Second try, first drop. So barely lost any time. The alternative is a far easier ice wall clip that does have some RNG to it. You can't get frozen by a mini freezer. But God, is it easier.
Easier than
making
just
your-
pressing A at the right time.
You're right. I'm so foolish. Just press A.
Surely there are no tricks in this game that are strongly disliked that are just pressing A at the right time.
No, of course not. Doopsy doing the Nimzo thing. It's not specifically a Nimzo thing, but luring Darkhammer into throwing his ball at the wall so that you can sort of get back to his tail more easily. TGD, that was disgusting. You need to chill out, Shaun White. Uwabi also not on a spiritual journey. Mid's back on screen, by the way. She is currently in the throes of Morpheal. I'm just now noticing her feed is significantly darker. Maybe she forgot to heed the warning on the calibration screen.
Maybe.
Morpheal not ignoring her, giving her a terrifying close-up. Good lord.
I imagine Morpheal's breath doesn't smell very good.
Probably hard to smell much of anything in that tank.
Yeah. Unfortunately, missing the regrab there. Hopefully, it'll still be possible to save this.
No.
This might Rocket Link. Yeah, Rocket Link.
Okay, what's she gonna do? She can pillar save, maybe. It looks like she'll choose to drown. Not waste any more bombs on a lost cause. Because every bomb you waste is another one you need later.
Yeah, the Wii any percent route goes into this fight with only 5 bombs, and I find that terrifying.
Take a look at TGD's screen. Here's the ice wall clip I mentioned earlier.
Which does not involve pressing A. Well,
It
I
does
suppose to
once.
transform. Yeah.
Yeah,
Twice, actually.
that's true, yeah. And no mini freezers, so TGD's saving time. Against Doopsy, at least. With far less hassle. You know, no floor clip. He even did the safe method of the room before Ice Wall, where you claw shot instead of jumping down blindly onto the rafters like I like to do.
Which
Looks really
loses
cool,
about a second.
Because then you get a bunch of auto rolls off the rafters. So satisfying. TGD, unfortunately missing the tail. Come on, man. There you go.
Not targeting
But,
the tail. That's
Going
not
for
going to be a
temporary
one cycle.
strategy. No. If you had a bomb, it would have been. Luckily, having enough health to survive that.
It feels like Darkhammer should do more damage than King Bulblin, but that's not the case.
Yeah. Uwabi with the first try LFC. Well, almost. Yeah. That second drop is nothing really to worry about. The frame window is far, far wider. Almost half a
Yeah,
second.
it's a little over half a second.
Oh, I thought it was
60
like
frames.
10. Oh, really? Okay. And a beautiful freezer clip. Doopsy here again, like I mentioned earlier, C downing for that lag reduction. And you can it's pretty easy to tell your vectors here as well, because you can use the minimap.
I believe ZFG was the one that figured out that zooming out in the desert is much, much better. There's a lot of lag otherwise.
Using a bomb for the one cycle on Darkhammer like we did back in the day. Before,
It saves only 1 second, but
yeah,
it is satisfying
it feels so great.
if you have a bomb to spare.
Yeah. Yeah, that strat kind of fell out of style once bomb duping was found in the, especially with Stallard skip, the bomb rationing became a lot tighter. And Doopsy will transform here and then use the ball and chain and swing her sword, cancel that, and then immediately transform. Which is, ooh, that was a fast
That
wolf
was
flip.
yeah,
Look at
that was really fast.
very good play from Doopsy there. Thank God you got me to commentate, because I can speak. And TJ,
I imagine we'll see.
Go on.
I imagine we'll see Iwabi and Doopsy going for Stallard skip. I don't know that TGD will.
TGD, I think will, but you can see TGD here on this 27-second ladder. He is angling his camera away from the lake because looking at the water causes lag crazily. Check out this strat from Doopsy if you haven't seen it before. She's done map glitch, and then if you dive under the map, you'll eventually fall into the KB trigger because the trigger is a cylinder that extends infinitely downwards. Or rather, infinitely to the floor of the game, which is pretty far down there. TGD missing the cool movement there, which costs a little bit of time, but ultimately not that bad.
Mindolin getting through the Morpheal fight now.
It will be targeting to the beat of the music, or to the melody rather.
And Fire doesn't even know how much he's going to get scammed in half an hour.
No, it's gonna be rough straits for him. He's gonna have to be on ramen noodles for a while. Honestly, it's kind of fucked up that people are scamming him so much. You know, he's got a husband to feed. And chicken
For such little time save.
Technically none. It's more just convenience. Doopsy in the easiest dungeon of the game, Arbiter's Grounds.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing will go wrong in this dungeon. Just
Certainly.
pretty straightforward. Just a rip-off of the OOT Forest Temple, clearly.
Yep.
And
No differences.
get the 4 pose and you're on your way.
So, it's not a crazy widespread of positions in the race here, but Doopsy in the dungeon, TGD and Awabi at various stages of entering it, and Mid working her way through Midnight's Desperate Hour in order to get to the point where she can get the memo to get to the desert to get to Harbor's Grounds.
Iwabi, TGD, and Doopsy, I think, are all on sub 3 pace still. Doopsy, definitely.
Yes.
Doopsy's on a really good run
Oh,
still.
yeah, Doopsy's, yeah. 2.5 minutes behind her PB, but still a very good run. God, she's at 2:52. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a top 10 time, I think.
Barely, I think, yeah. And it's just like all these new runners, like how fast they improve. We keep on saying it, but it really is stunning, especially if you're someone who maybe like I've only been here since like what 2020, and like it's ridiculous to me that you can go from new to 252 in a month. That's ridiculous. That's a pipe dream. Or it would have been. back in
Doopsy's
2020.
7th place on the leaderboard.
God. Unfortunately, missing Po 1 skip, but no, it's RNG. I'm surprised she got the pop up there. It looks a little bit early. Yeah, luckily, she's recovering these failed Po 1 skips pretty fast. Otherwise, you'd be voiding out and losing a heart, which is not preferable. Nice. Remembering the equips as well. Unfortunately, nobody doing the much cooler map glitch strat to enter Bowling Camp. Owabi, where are you headed, bud? Oh,
Doing an LGA. Interesting.
for the increased speed. I don't know if that saves time. If it does, it'd be frames. But
I doubt it does.
it looked cool. It will add to your consistency, though, especially with the C-up aim that he did. You don't have to worry about your angle being weird. You're absolutely sure that you have a good angle and good speed. But I have not seen that before. It's very cool.
Many different ways to get through Bubbling Camp.
Yep. Lots of ways to skin up KB3.
If you skin KB3,
true.
is there a KB4?
Well,
Hmm.
we'll find out, I guess.
In my mind, they're all different King Bulblins.
I mean, yeah, they all definitely canonically die. KB3 is probably the easiest to tell that he doesn't die. But KB1 and 2 definitely die.
Yeah, falling all the way down the gorge. There's no way they just void out and respawn like Leak does.
Exactly. Unless there's a giant
No way.
trampoline underneath it. Also, Doopsy did the sort of more contemporary method of the fast Po 4 fight, where you B attack for the iframes and then spin the lit up Po. It's a backup for the RNG not working out perfectly. And of course, eschewing the 20 rupee chest because she doesn't need it because she's French. Sorry, Wabi. Small bonk there. The rolling and vectoring after sort of finishing that first bit of the first room is it always feels very awkward to me. I can never get it to feel quite right. Like rolling up the stairs and then slashing the boards and then rolling away from the chest. It always feels a little bit weird.
Yeah. Sometimes I slash the skulls, sometimes I don't. It's weird
Yeah,
to optimize.
Yeah. TGD getting
Just
owned by a
awkwardly
mold worm.
spaced.
That is actually RNG. But wow, how did he not get that pop up? I guess the angle was a little bit weird. Seems like a scam to me though. Midland opted not to chance the wind cycle and instead calling Midna, which restarts the wind cycle.
That's a smart move that I never think of in the moment.
Oh yeah, I never think of it too, but or I never think of it either. But I've seen Mid do it, and I think I saw Cass do it the other day. And I'm like, oh yeah, smart. God, doing those equips after the during the LJA after Po 1 skip feels so great. And TGD is indeed getting some more water bombs.
It's really nice that in this route, the bomb bag shenanigans aren't messed up, so we are able to get that chest, which is normally normal bombs, but it switches it to water bombs. In the old route, it would stay as normal bombs and wouldn't actually be added to our inventory.
Yep. TGD doing the slightly slower roll and then transform after lighting the lantern. It's like point. Oh man, it's like 0.16 seconds slower.
Oopsie just has one Po left.
Unfortunately, it's the most aggravating one. We like to say
Getting through Arbiter's Grounds is as simple as 4-2-3.
Mm-hmm. TGD not fully committing to the fastest strat for this fight, and getting really shafted by RNG as well. But opting for the consistency and ease.
But Iwabi going for the faster strat and getting it.
Nailing it. Sniffer.
Good RNG too.
Yeah. Oh, Doopsy got the dash cancel out of the Po. Always feels fun.
Saves just frames, but gets you closer to the door.
Yep, and no reason not to go for it. Well, unless you're facing the wrong way. But don't face the wrong way. Duh.
This is quite the spread of rupee amounts on our screen. We've got a 17, an 18, a 23, and a 300.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mid here is still on English, so she needs all those rupees.
So if this were a 300 rupee run race, Mindolin would have won.
That's true, yeah. RIP 300R on the board. We'll never forget you.
I will gladly forget it.
What a miserable run. I watched Glovers run it for a day, and I was like, this is impressively bad.
Wasn't Glover's doing it on Ice Shredder too?
He was, yeah. Cool sync there from TGD and Wabi. But a second apart. Doopsy going for human movement.
Little slow on that side, but getting it just fine.
Got a decent break slide.
Little short break
TSS
slide.
a little bit early. Now for the harder bit. Very nice.
Now, 300 rupee run is terrible because it's all RNG.
Oh god, it's it's comedy, really. Oh man.
It's just
Everybody
grass
go do
and
a run of
pumpkins.
300R. Actually, I think it's smashing pumpkins. Oh, I'll be going for... Never mind, not going for Speedrun. RIP Remy. TGD getting Speedrun, very nice.
The tourney thing pushed the heart, it looked like. I don't think Iwabi got the heart that was on the other side of it.
On for it. But yeah, TGD. Oh god, they're so close. I was gonna say he got like a half-second advantage from getting speed rat, but yeah, it's vanishingly small, not statistically significant.
Oopsie now going for Death Sword Skip.
Yep.
This trick doesn't save that much time, but most of
thought
the
it saved,
runners go
like-
for it these days.
I thought it saved like 20 seconds.
Yeah, but 20 seconds is only 20 seconds.
20 seconds at the top level, that's a lot. And Doopsie is at the top level.
Has a little bit of RNG, and Stoopsy getting it just fine there.
Yep. It is hard though. It's very hard.
Yeah, it's about a 5-frame window if done well.
Yeah. And the position is precise as well.
TGD saving that, but maybe activating the other redead?
No.
No, very interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, we go through this room backward, so the redeads are looking the wrong way and just don't notice us.
Yeah, they have like a vision cone, I guess. Like this is a stealth game.
It's a shame that their ears don't work.
Yeah. Well, they decomposed.
I feel like eyes would go sooner than ear.
Nah. Of course not. Doopsie rolling up the ramp and losing time. Nice wolf clip there from Midna. Lynn. Midna as well. She's on Wolflink's back.
She helped.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, Wabi pulling ahead of TGD because of that that Po2 room. Or 3 room. Overshot the spinner socket a bit. We've all been there. We've all done it. Midland, I don't think this is gonna... Please don't side hop again. Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. Well, shows what I know.
Going for the claw shot LJ.
The classic. Being careful.
Yeah, if you accidentally slide off there, it's a very bad time loss.
Big time loss.
Not as bad as getting hit by King Bulblin here.
That's
but
true, you're right.
fortunately, the fight's really easy.
Mm-hmm. TG doing the based wolf movement. Not quite as practiced as it is as I am, but you know, getting through. Doopsie's headed into Stallard.
I imagine Doopsie will go for Stallard Skip. This is a very hard trick that Doopsie is probably going to make look easy, like the rest of this run.
The funny thing about Stallard Skip is we call it one trick, but it's actually 3 different tricks that are all accomplishing the same thing, which is skipping Stallard.
Not quite the right angle there.
These angle buffers, oh, that sucks. The angle buffer revolution has hit Stallard Skip particularly hard, where there is now an angle buffer for the horizontal angle, which she has now lost, so she'll have to do the old one, and for the vertical angle of the claw shot active displacement that she's about to perform. This is a 2-pixel trick, and then it's like frame precise. Unfortunately,
Not quite getting the L slide there. We'll have to, start the fight over. This first part of the trick is the hardest one to get consistent, but all 3 parts of the trick are easily failable.
Mm-hmm.
Iwabi getting Death Sword Skip just fine. TGD going for it now.
TGD on track as well. A little bit early.
A little early, yeah.
Yeah, Doopsie now has the right angle, so she doesn't need to see up horizontal angle buffer or horizontal angle setup. Now the vertical angle setup. Very nice. Lost it.
This is a different version than the one I know.
Oh, this is the most recent one, as far as I'm aware. That looks good. Very nice.
Very nicely done. That's
Only a
part
tiny bit
one of
late,
the
but-
3-part trick.
Yep. And here's part 2. A frame-precise L slide into the wall.
This is the most forgiving part. You can retry it as many times as you want, unless Stallard snipes you. Stallard's Breath doing 3/4 of a heart of damage every time. And now we've got part 3, the bomb boost. Just one try at this.
Yeah, and there's 2 angles that you want. There's this one for throwing the bomb. And this is also frame perfect, or frame precise actually. And this angle to claw shot. Unfortunately, very
And just
early on
missing
the
it.
grab.
Yeah, at an optimal position and angle, there are 3 working frames. Technically, there are some that have 4, but it's very rare for 4. But you get to that part of the trick and your nerves are just
Yeah, I was about
so
to comment.
high.
Like, you're not only doing 3 extremely hard tricks, you're also, the music is blasting in your ears. You might be on a good pace, you might be, this, that, or the other thing. And, it becomes just such a mental fight as well as a physical one.
But Doopsy had such a lead that Iwabi isn't even in the arena yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point to point out.
I
Second try
imagine
bomb boost.
Iwabi will also be going for this. As we said.
Second try bomb boost breaks even. Assuming fairly fast other stuff up to that point.
Yeah, the entirety of Stallard Skip saves only about 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yep.
Assuming good Stallard RNG, and good Stallard RNG is usually not what happens.
Yeah, there is rangless Stallard Skip where you don't need the rang to cause Stallard to stop spewing his fucking bad breath.
That was too far right of an angle for Doopsy.
Yeah, it's so many angles and frames, and it's so much to juggle.
If Iwabi gets this first try,
It'll be a big lead.
It'll be, a lead change.
Might have been early. No, it works.
That's good. So most runners use a metronome to time the bomb boost.
Yeah.
There are a couple strats for.
BPM, I believe.
152, 153. I do a slightly different strat that has 159 or 160.
Shock of shocks. Doopsy is nailing this CAD now. And Iwabi.
Iwabi buffering it instead and just missing it.
Yeah, I think Iwabi notably does not use a metronome. A metronome.
It is a 3-frame trick, so buffering it is possible.
Oh yeah, totally.
With TP's 2-frame buffer system.
So Doopsy has a chance still. That's good. Very nice.
Getting through.
So that was
still in the lead.
4th or 5th try. And yeah, still in the lead. Because this trick is really, 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 really hard. Yeah, it's a working position, just barely. TGD also with a little bit of a weird position, but he got it. Yep. Mid, it's easier to not target the re-dead. You'll hit more consistently if you don't. Doopsy doing the most fun messenger fight. Extremely consistent and very satisfying. And Iwabi is through. TGD unfortunately is not.
TGD miscounting by the looks of it. Went very early.
Oh, I see.
Well, Iwabi is now significantly closer to Doopsy than before.
Yep.
But Doopsy still has a solid, maybe a minute lead.
Yeah, she's really tearing
Probably
it up.
just slightly less.
Bears know that the runners on Scream are currently placed in the order of their PBs. And a nice thing about having done Stallard Skip, yeah, I guess that works.
That
Actually, oh
no,
it
that doesn't
because
work.
The he's not close
Stall
enough
troop
to-
was too far forward.
Yeah, and that means the bomb boost is impossible. Cuke.
Meanwhile, Doopsy doing the biggest sequence break in the game, skipping a dungeon and a half and a long side quest.
And alongside, yep.
All it takes is a simple transform. But coming up, the advantage that French gives us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to
Doopsy-
remark, the nice thing about having done Stallard Skip is that you don't have to zoom in the map to warp like you usually would after getting the cannon.
Yeah, saves about half a second every warp.
Mhm.
So Doopsy has 23 rupees. Gonna talk to Fire, and of course, that is not enough rupees to fix this cannon, right?
Of course not. TGD, why did you kill Joseph? He didn't do anything.
Capital
TGD
D
opting to
colon.
kill Stallard. Yeah, I was about to say, here's the biggest reason why French doesn't actually save time, is because you can't just say, hey, repair my cannon the first time. You have to say no and then go back to him, because only that specific text box is missing the flag that requires the rupees. Real pinball here from TGD. This is why you want to skip Stallard. Good luck, Cass.
Look, Cass.
You're actually good at Stallard Skip, so you don't think you are, but you are. Don't get elbow bitched there, TGD.
Until someone bops my Stallard skip times 100 time, I'll just assume I'm the best at it.
Yeah. I don't know. Glover's is currently awake, so I don't know. I don't know if you want to say that. I assume he's listening. But yeah, TGD now showcasing the fight actually, and this second phase of the Stallard fight has some cool tech. If you aren't familiar, there's an early knockdown where instead of having to go all the way up to and dodging spinners and all that crap, you can just hit him as you're basically on the ground if you time it right. Doopsy entering Jungle Gym in the sky. City has lots of cool LJAs and movement and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the more well-liked dungeons in the speedrun.
Mhm.
A lot of fun.
There are vocal city haters though. Why?
It's also easy to lose a lot of time, but it's
It is,
a relief after
That was
Arbor's
a little bit
Grounds.
early, TGD. Luckily, there's a backup. Thank you, Mini. So Mini improving upon a strat that was already known by standing here and then timing your spinner again. You can back up missing that early knockdown. TGD also doing the optimal clockwise spin and then counterclockwise spins. Saves about a second.
So, notably, it looks like Iwabi and Doopsy still have their best possible times, sub 3, but TGD doesn't anymore.
Yep.
Best possible time 303. It takes about an hour from the end of Arbiter's Grounds to the end of the game.
If you're good.
But top runners, I think the fastest is about 58 and a half minutes that anyone's done.
That sounds right.
It's very hard to do these dungeons that quickly. Although
There's a lot of
it's
moving
easier
parts.
to do them quickly than some of the other parts of this run.
That's very true, actually. Mid really getting scammed by these scarabs here. It always really sucks to miss that jump off of that platform and get scarabed.
Even with doing the Stallard fight, TGD opting not to get the heart container, leaving Stallard with only a heart and a half.
I mean, there isn't really a demand for health during the first half of City.
Unless you want to do the risky jump down to the
That's
Aralphus
true, yeah.
fight, I guess. But yeah, most things will only do a quarter heart of damage. So unless you're planning on voiding out.
From Wabi, if you saw that was very
I
funny.
love that bonk.
I didn't know there was a bonk in the load zone there. There are bonks in the load zones everywhere else, and it always is fun to do that.
It's like Midna opting to do the Death Sword fight.
Yep.
As was said, Death Sword skip only saves 15 or 20 seconds compared to an optimal fight. So there is no shame in going for the fight instead.
Uabi unfortunately tried to LJA before his sword was fully out and ended up rolling off the ledge. You can always
Classic.
just claw shot the vines if you want. But whatever, I guess. Save that second. Doopsy also unfortunately missed the easier method of skipping the Argot cutscene, so or the harder method, I suppose. I think it's easier, but had to do the P-hat method instead because of the wind cycle. And if you are hurting for health here, there is health in the pots usually by the spinner sockets. That's usually my advice.
I think there are arrows if you have the bow, but anytime
That rings true to me, yeah.
there's an arrow drop and you don't have the bow, it spawns a heart or sometimes a rupee. I'm not sure. But yeah, there usually is a heart. TGD having to remember to zoom in because of the failed Stallard skip.
That's
And Iwabi hitting the cutscene.
Okay, it's not a major problem. It does lose about a minute, unfortunately, because Argarok destroys this bridge, and usually after getting the double claw shots, you would save warp and it would spawn you by the small key chest in that room that Iwabi's just left. But if the bridge is destroyed, then it spawns you after save warping at the beginning of the dungeon, which means you have to pass through the start of the dungeon again.
Which isn't that much slower of a path, but it is just that little bit slower. And the cutscene is 30 seconds. And you have to do early boss key again.
Yeah.
Or just get the boss key now. No, you couldn't do that because you only have one claw shot.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest thing it hurts is the ego.
Doopsy's still in lead. Gonna have a much larger lead with that.
Yeah. Opting to spin the Lee's Alphos as opposed to using the claw shot method of spooking them. Iwabi ambitiously trying not to kill the Serpent Baba and getting punished for it. Oh, mid. We've all done it. Don't worry. Wise. You're gonna be attacked right now? Yeah. A little bit too late. We've all been there. TGD entering City in the Sky. Very nice movement from Iwabi there. And I assume in this room as well. Does he do Tile Worm LJ? We'll find out.
I'm not sure.
He does not. He does the LJ.
Oopsies entering the Aralphus arena.
Oh, man.
Iwabi came up with a new strat for this fight. Or for the skip. And I don't know if we'll see all of the runners doing it, but it is consistent. Which is very nice to see. Consistent as long as you can buffer 3 frames.
Yeah. Which, in my opinion, feels very natural. But others differ.
3 is easier than 2, in my opinion. Yeah.
She will do the
Yes,
setup.
opting
Gets
for the
3-frame
setup.
buffer and nailing it. Almost getting trolled. That's the Aralphos does have a hurt box, so if
Almost
you run
a
directly into it.
Terran.com/TP
Yep.
or Terran.com/TP2 or Terran.com/TP3. I think there's a fourth one too.
There is a fourth one, but it's not Aralphos. It's what the hell is? I think it's Cool Game.
Might be a cool game, yeah. Mindolin probably wisely opting to do the Stallard fight.
Really tearing through the forces of stall troopers. Will she get the pity?
That's
No,
not
she
quite
won't.
gonna make it. Oh, that's so bad. Just having to
Yeah.
roll all the way back up here.
She has decimated the stall troopers though, so the next approach will be much easier.
Normally, you could do a brake slide to go up slopes faster. If you do a brake slide in this sand, it has a pretty funny effect of where you
Yeah.
run straight back down afterward.
Yeah, it makes you walk silly, but not very helpful.
And running circles around Stallard.
Yeah. Okay, Doopsy here is going to be doing Kai Clip. I say new, it's not very new, but in TP, new is a very relative term. Trick to avoid going outside to get the boss key. And
Yeah, most TP
Yeah.
tricks were found by 2009. This one was found in the last couple of years.
Yep. Extremely good Kai Clip. That was basically textbook. And Wabi also setting up a Raffo skip. Missing the buffer, but getting it there. And he's in. TGD getting a little bit of a hassle by it.
So, because Iwabi failed the Argarok cutscene skip earlier, we'll be save warping now and spawning at the start of the dungeon instead of later on.
Unfortunately, Mid has DNF'd. She couldn't abide the run. So we can probably we can swap Cass back in whenever the ZSR overlords are able. TGD using the claw shot for first person as opposed to see out to line up the Argrok cutscene skip. That was kind of interesting. Also notably... Yeah, okay, sorry. There's Cass. Cass is, yeah, it looks like style skip definitely occurred. But, could have gone better.
Can be said for all of our runners.
No, style skip did not occur. It looks like he fought Stallard. Is that dead pixel for a Wabi? No, it's not. Oh, cool! That was awesome. He got a hang from the ledge instead of the vines. I've never seen that before.
Did go for Stallard skip, missed it once.
Yeah.
Looks like. And that looks like it should be a pretty simple, pretty clean Kai clip.
Yep. Almost slashing a little bit too early. People love to not turn after getting that target, which ensures that you won't slash directly all the way down. But I guess it's slow or something. So nice fan tower there from Doopsy. A lot of very fast, very precise claw shotting there. That's top runners just make look easy.
GD getting Tileworm LJ.
Yeah, if you're watching TG's screen.
Just a very small optimization to use the Tileworm to get over the gap instead of the boomerang.
Yeah, it saves like most of a second, I think. But it looks really cool. Doopsy here doing Rob shot. Very nice. Hopefully nobody dead pixels.
Probably won't see any cool games.
Unlikely. If anybody is willing to sacrifice their run for cool game, though, please feel free.
It's honestly a little surprising that we don't have more races that have lots of DNFs.
Yeah, I think that particularly this new generation of runners, I think they just want the practice, you know?
Yeah. Getting to late game, getting through these dungeons, there is a high skill ceiling in these dungeons, and any practice helps.
Yep. TGD unfortunately doesn't have the health to Kermit jump. Bonked the Uka's head on the upper ledge there. Very rude.
Poor Uka.
That was kind of low from a Wabi. Okay, not that low.
It's very left. Interesting.
It was, yeah. Nobody got the one frame drop off the fan canceling orb into the Orelphos chamber, unfortunately. Always feels good to do that. Also setting it up with a Wabi setup.
Getting it very clean.
Mm-hmm. That's another, like, one of the biggest merits of Wabi's setup for Orelphos skip, in my opinion, is that it looks so cool. You just pull item wheel and then like snap a camera a couple times and you're in. Very visually impressive.
TGD struggling a little bit to get onto the chest.
We've all been there.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So everybody's in city. This is exciting. Cat's on his way in. Cat's on his way in. Doopsie on her way out, but they're all together. And as we had 6 entrants and 2 dnfs. So this is the totality of the racers remaining. So this is what we'll be looking at for the rest of the race. TGD taking an angle out of that save warp to avoid aggroing Leroy, the Helmosaurus. Just a little bit of safety. Wow, Wabi, that was a great aim. Aiming super quickly here for these flame skips is not extremely important, but it does feel great because you are at the end of the day at the whims of Vargarok. But it's nice to go fast. Nobody failing Kai Clip. This is very exciting. Normally,
saving the full 8 seconds roughly.
Yep.
You could save,
depending on lag. Because the biggest killer of the old way of getting that boss key was the door out, and just that outside area is so laggy.
It does get rid of one of the lovely random hops that TP gives sometimes.
That's true, yeah. I don't know, my favorite part is that it avoids the LJA, because that LJA is just, it's all field based and I can never find a good cue for it.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I do not miss it. And of course, trying not to bother the Lizalphos that's standing outside there. Or rather, Dinalphos, excuse me.
Oopsie, getting this heart container. This will be the last heart container we get in the run. Just 2 dungeons left.
She can get the heart container if she wants.
It is. There is no point. There is no reason.
But the major thing about the City in the Sky heart container is that you want health for dropping out of saving this guy because ideally you land on the bridge, and that will do 2 hearts of damage, which you want to have as much health as you can heading into Palace of Twilight.
Really easy to lose health there. Really easy to lose little bits of time.
Yep.
But
TGD
I imagine Doopsie will get through just fine.
Oh yeah. Well, let's not jinx it, but I have confidence. I have faith. Cass doing the easier P-hat method of Argrak cutscene skip. Very clean. Only a little bit slower, but far safer. Definitely not as cool as the other method, though. In my opinion. Doopsie heading into the penultimate dungeon, Palace of Twilight. And Awabi hot on her heels.
I don't think it's very likely that we'd see a major upset at this point, but
no,
it is
only major
possible
thing that I
still
can
for
see
Iwami to
is- yeah,
catch up.
I can see me projecting my own experience. I can see Doopsie losing time to the LJAs and Double Soul Room. Or perhaps, I don't think it would be likely, but somebody could possibly drown during Morpheel Zan. But I find it
Stupid
very
room
likely,
is
especially-
stupid room.
Stupid room is very stupid, yeah. Especially backward stupid room. But I think that I think there won't be any major upsets to the run order right now.
Or we could have a world record Zelda. It's also possible.
That would be exciting. Stavros, I could not put it better myself. We didn't point it out earlier, but for those unaware, the TGD and Doopsie and Awabi before him will be... Cass is a little bit too close to Clawshot, there you go. TGD will be voiding out after this cutscene, this extremely unsufferably long cutscene, because it skips a couple seconds of Argorok flying about before he sort of starts his cycle.
Saves about 3 seconds, but it's a free 3 seconds.
Yep. And it's so entertaining. Especially when you're doing showcase runs for people who don't watch Twilight Princess, you can say, "Oh no, I'm so scared of this dragon."
The Yuka were right to be scared.
Exactly, yeah.
It just shredded its armor.
Monka TOS. It will be going for the 2-frame minute charge attack on that first Zant mask, which is in theory a 1-cycle kill, but it's really hard. You'll see Doopsie here. She did a very precise sequence of attacks to kill Phantom Zan as fast as possible, which is, 1 attack to pause him, 2 spins, the same thing, and then 1 attack to pause him and 3 spins, which prevents him from doing a bunch of teleporting about and general irritation. Cass, will he do the Kermit jump? I don't think so, but it's possible. Negatory.
Has enough hearts, but yeah, much
By a
safer to
hair.
take the Yuka down.
Yeah. So much more fun to Kermit jump, though. A little bit of Machesta there from Wabi. Yo, Wabi taking time to fill up on hearts. I think it's very wise.
Yeah, when you're this far into the run, the last thing you want is a game over in Palace. It just adds insult to injury at that point.
Exactly, yeah. I just thought it remarkable because you don't really see top-level runners, nice boots, You don't really see top level runners making a point of getting health out of the way. So, sort of refreshing to see that.
Cass getting her alpha skip.
Did he set it up?
I don't know.
Well done, Cass. Oh, last night in my run, I got the Zant spawn. He spawned in the middle for the first spawn. So satisfying. I've never gotten it before. If it just spawns right next to you when they start the fight. I was shocked.
Yeah, the best RNG I've seen was middle and then one of the edges, then the middle.
God.
If you get that, it doesn't save a ton of time. I think it was Orchrist that got that. But it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Compared to trying to dash around the room, figuring out where it is.
Doopsie there, she just did an LJA from that light platform. And there was a discussion a couple weeks ago in the Discord about why that works. And I didn't follow it very closely, so I don't really understand. But in that one case, even though you are higher up than the boomerang ever goes, and it's not over a void, you still get a very fast LJA. I believe because it goes over, like, some geometry underneath the platform that isn't mapped properly or something. And
Doopsie falling down.
Yeah.
Falling down in stupid room.
It's a stupid room. But the rank being out of bounds being the reason why it, being treated as out of bounds being the reason why you can get an LJA. I will say far better. Well, that's unfortunate. Far better to have a hard time in stupid room forward than stupid room backward. Stupid room backward, you need to have the soul. You need to be contending the hand. But stupid room forward, you're just the only thing bruised is your ego.
Yeah, getting through. That will give Iwabi a little bit closer of a chance.
Cass very carefully lining up Kai clip and kind of freestyle jazzing it a little bit. A little bit higher up might, yeah. Ooh, there you go, yeah. Oh, yeah, nice.
There it is.
So, set up with
It's gotta
Kai
find the
clip.
pixel.
It's, you know, sometimes you gotta freestyle it a little bit, but not super challenging. Nice pot. Wow.
Rude.
Stopping the Helmosaurus in its tracks. Jenkins.
If one of those Helmosaurus hit a pot, it teleports to Link. We've had quite a few funny moments with that over the years.
Do we know exactly why that happens yet?
I don't know why it happens. Someone might.
Fair enough.
Iwabi in stupid room doesn't look like he's gonna fall down.
Cass doing cursed
getting
right
through
side
just
fan
fine.
LJA. What is this, Wii? Oh, he's doing the single LJAs, actually. That's interesting.
Yeah, single LJs. Very old strat. It's a bit safer.
That's that double LJA, I say it every time, but that double LJA is the trick that got me into Twilight Princess speedrunning. I think it looks just absolutely spectacular. Lots of Zant masks being dispensed right now. And there goes Doopsie's second Phantom Zant fight.
Also a pretty good 3-cycle. No, she's there.
Cass is a little bit behind on the cycle, but nice. Ooh. 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 Oh, so close. Just a tiny bit of hesitation. Makes all the difference here in Fan Tower. Yeah, wait for the second one. High purple front. Alright, Doopsie is well on her way to the light sword. Just needs to, well, get through here, which is not a very tall order, but then backwards stupid room. Which, like, backwards or forward stupid room, there's nothing inherently, that's like super worrisome about them, but there's just a couple of very small things that can go wrong and really cascade into a bad time.
Yeah, a lot of it's a matter of just if you're reckless, then you will lose time. Doopsie not being very reckless there and getting through just fine.
Being a little reckless, but calculatedly so. And Cass magically making his boots disappear and reappear.
This is not quite a sync for TGD and Iwabi.
Yeah,
they're in the different Phantom Zam fights, but
yeah, it was kind of cool though.
Looks close.
Doopsie luckily not missing the claw shot on that soul. Iwabi attempting to get the soul back with the Gale Boomerang. Vuave Charge Excalibur.
How heavy do you think the souls are? I feel like they'd be pretty light.
No, okay, well, I'm gonna retire, I guess. But they crush Squeebles. They kill Squeebles. They gotta have
They
something
do.
to them. Maybe they don't actually kill them. They just like irradiate them with light and kill them.
Yeah, maybe because of the Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Would be
Those
cool
souls
if,
are
like
like our
Sonic,
sun.
they turned back into the animals that they once were.
Yeah. God, missed opportunity. Doopsie eschewing the double soul skip, the extremely precise and difficult RNG-based trick that saves like 2 seconds here, where you gather a Koos from the fog, and then use it to super jump up onto this platform that she is now on, without the need for putting the souls in their sockets. Nice hard grab, very stylish.
With the light sword, all of the Twilight enemies are going to go down in one hit.
Yeah.
And that includes if you fight any of the shadow beasts in the overworld, they go down in one hit. Of course, this is the second to last dungeon of the game, and there are
TGD
rarely chances
making some
to do
fascinating
that.
decisions. Okay, Doopsie, do not fail this LJ.
But there was at least one all dungeons route in the past. That
Okay, she buffered. That was very smart. If she had gone for that LJA, the boomerang didn't go out of bounds, so she would have not gotten a high-speed jump and would have fallen all the way down. But I said earlier about failing those LJAs in that room, and that's what I was referring to. They are a little bit touchy. And obviously, like most out-of-bounds LJAs, subject to RNG every once in a blue moon.
Oopsie spin attacking the Gargaroks. Those Gargaroks are interesting because they can hit you, but they can only hit you at one point on the light platform ride.
It bears note that Doopsie and I assume everyone else will be getting the Farzan mask first, and then going up to the boss key, in the hopes of catching the Zan masks below the boss key that you saw shooting at her on their cycle, which saves about 2 seconds optimally. Nice LJ.
And is it only 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Feels like it should be more.
Well, it's not. I think it's a stupid
Like a
strat.
lot of things in TP.
No, we got a little bit.
Iwabi
of
and
there on my
Doopsie.
end.
Sorry?
My streams got a little bit wonky. I'm gonna refresh.
Iwabi and Doopsy in the same room right now, but Iwabi, well, room loosely
Yeah, area zone.
area. Iwabi still a bit behind.
Choosing to go to ledge there, but like any good Smash player. Cass, how did you get that camera angle? It was very strange. Yeah, there's some synchronization issues. I assume they'll be ironed out shortly. Doopsy, was that combo to time the Shadow Beast, or was that just swag? And Wabi, see, like I said, it's kind of touchy. You gotta not get hit by the Zant masks.
S landing in the water, not quite mashing B fast enough.
Yeah, it's a 6-frame window, I think.
I think it's only 4 frames.
Is it? Okay, that rings true. But Awabi might miss the cycle here. He does not. Very nice. All right, Cass is going to be entering Palace very shortly as well. So everybody will be in the same dungeon for a bit. That was a really quick LJ there, Doopsy.
Your feed's still a bit behind mine.
Yeah, I just got there. Okay. So Doopsy's in the messengers before Zant, and Awabi is in early platform.
Zant fight is one of the most fun of the bosses, but also a lot can go wrong. It's easy to lose a bunch of time.
That's true. I think that there's a couple of stumbling blocks, especially for somebody who's maybe not as experienced. I think that once you have a good amount of hours in the game, Zant becomes not super troublesome. He's always going to keep you on your toes, but you're not going to be sweating like you are when you start out. Very well strategized and well optimized fight.
Lots of different strats have popped up over the years.
True.
I hope we'll see someone do the Iron Boot strat for the final fight, but we probably won't.
Come on, man. Somebody. Anybody.
But yeah, as a reminder, Doopsy is one of the most recent runners to start running. Very short time to get very good at the game.
Yep. Chat will have to wait to enjoy the extremely good Zant music until TGD gets there, but rest assured that for me, I'm listening to Doopsy's stream and still really good music.
Doopsy not getting the one cycle for Dengoro.
Oh, unfortunate. The one cycle that loses time. Oh, for Dangoro.
For Dengoro,
I'm
yeah.
still behind your feed. Okay, I just jumped ahead. Strange.
Wabi now starting the fight. That one cycle on Dengoro phase saves about 15 seconds.
Yep. I was
so if Wabi gets that could be
cycle.
A bit closer. Yeah, the Diababa one cycle is stupid.
Mm-hmm. Very funny though. Xanto, Usurpateur. Oh yeah, TJD demonstrating something that is a fun bit of trivia that even a lot of runners don't know, that the boomerang insta-kills the Twilight Babas. Wow, that was an impressive Morpheal phase Zan from Doopsy. It all looked very good.
Iwabi getting the one cycle on Dengora, saving those 15 seconds.
Nice. Did he do the jump attacks or the hold spin?
It did the hold spin, but did
Okay.
3 attacks before the hold spin.
Oh, interesting.
The Blizzetta phase of Zant, the only thing we need ball and chain for.
Yep.
Though it does help in a couple other places.
Yeah. But if this phase was somehow able to be done without ball and chain or skipped entirely, then we would be able to cut out quite a lot of the run. Please no one find that, though. I really like Snow Peak Ruins.
Yeah, Snow Peak is a lot of fun. I could do without Palace, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know of many people who would be very grieved by the loss of Palace of Twilight.
Oh, the hand getting the soul for Cass.
Oh, that sucks. He's got it though.
Yeah, just have to
It's-
claw shut it out, and it won't give any more problems.
Yeah, it's not a remarkably tall task to reclaim the soul from the hand, but sometimes you're in a really bad position, or sometimes you're swamped by squeals or something, and it becomes a lot more of a challenge. Very normal, very clean Zant fight from Doopsy. Nothing really to remark upon.
Iwabi's has been pretty good too.
Mhm. All right. TJD on a half a heart. Opting to kill the Clark Rock so it doesn't bother him. Very wise, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good idea at a quarter heart.
Usually you can rely on a Pity Heart from the Zant Mask so that you can sort of curve a roll out of the way to grab on the way to the door here. TJD will not go for it, though. So he's on a knife's edge. He's not one hit, but it's a little bit scary. Iwabi, you can see, you saw Doopsy do it earlier, but Iwabi will be... Ideally, you get the last hit of a combo on Zant here. Nice. And another. Yeah, a little bit trolled.
Backing it up just fine. Yeah, reasonable fight, not perfect. For Iwabi.
Much faster you could skip Zant, significantly.
Yeah, not having to go to Snow Peak would save already 11 minutes, and then
Yeah.
Palace is like 24 optimally.
That sounds right to me.
Depends on what else you could skip with it.
Mm-hmm. Cass taking his time, being careful here in Stupid Room, wisely. The only thing about that is you got to be wary of where that Zamask is going to spawn. Very wise,
Oopsie.
not going early before the beam.
Oopsie bonking into the cutscene, so the run is valid.
Excellent, GG. My feet is behind again. I'm sure it'll snap back in a minute. There we are. Alright, TJD will be heading into the messengers before Zant. Cass working his way through East Wing. And Wabi not far behind Doopsy. There could still be a lead change somehow in Hyrule Castle, especially like maybe a failed barrier 3 skip. But I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath.
Yeah, that's not too likely for these runners. Maybe someone will fail the fancy new lantern puzzle strat for 5 minutes.
Maybe.
There's also always Zelda.
This is true.
Zelda probably wouldn't be. Wabi missing the bonk.
Oh man.
Wabi's run is invalid. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Cass going for the optimally faster claw shot strat there, as opposed to the LJA. You need to have very, very, very fast aim though for it to be faster. All right, everyone, enjoy the Zant music from TG's stream.
Yeah, there have been several attempts to find early Hyrule Castle in
they are ongoing.
This game, and most of them come terribly close, but just not quite there. It depends on when we could do it.
Yeah,
I think the most likely would be you'd still have to beat Lakebed, and it would be about an hour and a half.
Yep.
Until something is actually found, that's not something we can predict.
Exactly.
TGD getting the 1 cycle there.
If you can find a way to make WMG actually useful, that would also be good.
Yeah. Really unfortunate that you kind of need them in the charge.
Yep. Although preferably...
Actually, no, you don't need them in the charge. You just need to be able to get into Hyrule Castle.
Yeah. If you are going to be researching barrier skip, please try the method where you equip the barrier as a shield.
Yes, if you can do that, that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
And also probably terrible to do in actual runs.
Yeah, true. It involves a lot of raw duping. But it would be funny. And that is an actual viable strategy. If you can, in theory, via corrupting the right sectors, equip the barrier as a shield and skip it. It's just not technically possible within the bounds of the run. Will Doopsy get the 1 frame backflip into the save warp? Unfortunate. So she did get the 1 frame backflip, but she wasn't matching start fast enough to catch the start screen in time. She will still save warp. It is technically very, very, very slightly slower than optimal rolls, but far easier and more comfortable.
It also sort of depends on lag.
That's true. I hear that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, one of few things that could swing this back in Iwabi's way at this point is failing this barrier skip up here, which is, it's simple. You just do a jump attack and skip the cutscene. Getting it just fine there.
Yep.
Nicely done, Doopsy.
TGD enjoying the ice physics. King Bulblin says, "Prens." TGD also having a bit of bother from Final Phase of Zant. And going for the simplest method of backing up, being off cycle, which is just keep spinning.
Yeah, back in the day before SVA came up with the fancy new strat that we see. I say new, it came out in like 2015.
I was about to say.
That's all we do is just spin, spin, spin.
Doopsy doing the fancy new lantern strat, which saves an entire second. Pog crazy. Found by... It was an HD runner, I don't remember who. But discovered relatively recently that there's another solution to the lantern puzzle. It's just a lot more time sensitive. Doopsy getting good RNG during that Arelphos fight, not getting stabbed.
TGD doing a dance on the map screen because having to zoom in and to warp is not something that we get super used to once we do Stallard Scope.
Oh, I'll be also doing the fast lantern puzzle. Cass going just a tiny hair late on that second LJA. Luckily had enough speed and orb was rather in position, such that he didn't fall the whole way back down. I wouldn't go for that. He did anyway, and nailed it. Iwabi didn't have enough bombs because of earlier, so he does need to kill these Dynalphos with untargeted sword slashes. TGD lining up the Blanc, very nice.
Got to make sure the run is valid, after all.
Well, I'll be backing up the... Oh, not quite, unfortunately. There's... the ball and chain strat for killing that Arelphos is a little bit precise. And it can be a real hassle to back it up with stabs. Because it's hard to tell exactly when he's vulnerable and when he's not.
Yes, getting carged here.
Unfortunate. Yes, the Grand Clé. Thank you, French. Doopsy not falling in block room like I would. Excellent work. So start getting those bets in now on who's going to get a 7 cycle and who's going to get not a 7 cycle. Cat's having a little bit of trouble with a quick spin there. As we all
The
do
world
from time to
record
time.
for number of Zelda cycles is 17. It's possible we could see that beaten today.
Possible, but highly unlikely. Each
Yeah, you might need to call in an astrophysicist to get those odds.
Where's Michio Kaku when you need him?
Cass game overing to that Gargarok. That's not too big of a time loss, but
no, it's not. But it does suck.
Not great.
Yeah, but that is what TGD earlier narrowly avoided by preemptively killing the Gargarok. Zelda Posidi Par Ganondorf.
Yep, that is definitely how it's pronounced.
We.
Yeah, most of these runners are playing on one of those.
Oh.
So optimally, the Zelda fight is a ball, and then a swoop, and then a ball, and then 3 swoops, and then a ball. But
13? I
It's
hope I don't have to
RNG.
count to 13. That would suck. So still on pace for a 7 for Doopsy. Not the best RNG, but not the worst either. Not only is there RNG of, what it actually chooses to do, but there's also RNG in how long it takes between each attack. So you can get an extremely slow all swoops Zelda, or an extremely fast all triangles. See if TGD gets the flip. He does not, unfortunately.
I think that was a 7 for Doopsy,
Yep.
which
And
is,
Wabi
of
entering
course,
Zelda
13 in
as-
base 4.
Good point. I'll be entering Zelda as Doopsy exits her. And TGD
On
opting to roll
TOS.
back after KB4.
Just slightly faster with optimal rolls. Not
Yep.
faster if the bonk. Left door.
It's fine, it's into a low zone.
Yeah.
The animation of
Oof.
the left side of a double doors opening is about a little less than a second slower, I believe. So if you're going into a double doors that are not a load zone, you want to be opting for the right door. That was actually kind of scary. He hit the ball with the very tail end of that quick spin, or spin attack rather. Yeah, Zach in chat is correct. The Wabi has built a beautiful port fort.
The Dark Knight giving TGD a bit of trouble getting past it just fine.
Yeah.
Doopsy just has 2 phases left. Horseback, which can be a pain, but probably will get by just fine. And then
Yeah.
the final phase.
Uwabi with not a remarkably slow Zelda, but slower than he probably would have liked. Doopsy reading Ganon's pattern pretty well. Not getting any real curveballs from Ganondorf himself either. So, pretty clean horseback phase. Sometimes he'll do a big curve and throw you off right as the arrow fires, which is a real pain, but sometimes you get lucky. Cass is entering Xanto. I'll be staring at the floor for lag reduction. This room, during B-scan particularly, is so laggy. So, pretty comfortable sub 3 for Doopsy. Which, in a race context...
Oh,
is
Cass
still
getting the
impressive.
shield hop there.
Oh, did that?
That is a rare one. That is a rare one. Getting hit at the same time as you jump attack. It's very funky. Sometimes you see that for Stumble Back in Time. Yeah, GG Doopsy. Sub 3 in a race is always really, really good.
Yep.
Considering all the things that went wrong, very good showing.
Yeah. 7 minutes flat behind her PB.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sub 3 and 7 minutes behind PB in a race. Very cool. Stallard skip really, yeah. Oh, Wabi just barely missing Ganon there. There is apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I have been doing it. If you go neutral on the stick right before Zelda fires, then apparently she auto-aims. And I have yet to have trouble with it. My cat really wants dinner. Yeah, Zach, it was mentioned in the Discord a couple of weeks ago.
I found
I've been
fairly recently.
And it's been working for me.
Wabi will be finishing up soon, and TGD's, well, pretty much just the final fight behind them.
Just barely a 301. My cat would like dinner, right? Meow. Ganondorf hopped in a weird way, and it caused Wabi to have a sort of strange angle, which made him miss that quick spin. But 301.05, very nice.
GG to Wabi. Also a good showing. Also a weird Stallard skip.
Yep. TG prematurely celebrating his victory against those Dinalphos. Cass notably having the cleanest final Zant phase.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Yeah, wide glotters. Very nice play, Cass. TGD entering Zelda. A little bit early for the Zelda crash there, TGD. Just a smidgen.
But not getting a 7 cycle already.
Yeah. Oh, wow, she missed. That was cool. It didn't even look like he avoided her. She just kind of missed.
It's not going to break TGD.
It might. If he can collapse this whole like palace room. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Like it deflected but didn't go back. But if he can collapse the whole throne room, then he probably doesn't have to fight the other phases of Ganondorf, right?
Maybe? I don't know.
You know, he'll just be crushed by debris.
I feel like the Master Sword it is the only thing that will hurt Ganondorf.
No.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe this is the roof is made of the cement of Evil's Bane.
Maybe. We've seen 5 cycles so far. 6 already.
Definitely could be better. If either Doopsy or Wabi want to jump into the waiting room here in the ZSR Discord for an interview, please feel free. I don't think either of them will, but you are more than welcome.
Eat. A cast talking to the guard.
Based? Just wants to be friendly, be sociable.
9. This is at best an 11 cycle for TGD.
Yeah. Angle buffering the bonk, I see.
It's 10. Hopefully just one more.
It bears note, if he does a world record here in this fight, then I don't think it'll be valid because
Because of the mist.
because of the miss.
11 cycle for TGD with 1 missed orb.
Yeah. Could have been a lot worse, but also not very good.
That fairy can land on your sword.
I was just about to say that, yeah. It'd be really cool if it did.
If you're at full health.
Yeah. I've never seen it before, though. In the Beast Cannon fight.
Not in the Beast Cannon fight, no.
TGD chasing his tail. Yeah, one of the side effects of moving during the Beast Cannon teleporting is that he will be running at where you were when he comes out rather than where you are.
Kess still has 10 water bombs. Probably got at least a couple of spares.
Yeah. Oh, I went for the ending blow mood boots barrier 1 skip last night, and it is very finicky. I found out.
I can imagine.
Would have been nice to see somebody in the race to it, but I don't think anyone else is really willing to.
There isn't too much of a need to do it when you have bombs, but
No. Except for it looking cool. And as everyone knows, style points are worth 3 regular points. Gas dropping bombs. I assume to annoy the bokoblins that are surely chasing behind. Nice shot, TGD. Yeah, he's dropping bombs to lighten the load. Runs a little bit faster.
might as well pull the lantern out, get rid of some of the lantern oil too.
Oh, true, yeah. See if you can throw a claw shot away. I guess you need that, but, you know.
Yeah, you need it for the second to last room, but
You don't need it.
it's not
but-
that important.
Yeah. It is kind of annoying to go without. Speaking from having done a couple of randos.
Final fight for TGD. It's unfortunately on French. You can't keep the text up during the cutscene. It's only German.
Yep. Hopefully a bomb will help.
Ganondorf
not just-
doesn't even flinch.
Yeah, wow. Damn. That guy's powerful. Alright, yeah. Coup Eclair? Why would you hold a coup against an Eclair? So if TGD just stalls out in Ganondorf for 11 minutes, Cass has
Then we'd
good
have a
chance.
close race. It was pretty close
Okay.
between Iwabi and
Veroiles un enemy. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, thanks. Avik. Well, never mind. All right. He had to review how to do it.
GG, TGD.
GGGD. TGD, if you want to poke your head in for a small interview, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, have a good night.
We just have Cass left in the race. We did have 2 DNFs, unfortunately, but
Then I realized I couldn't read French. Yeah, that's fair. Ni pensi pasqui tout si finesse iki et maintenance. He needs maintenance? What does he need maintained? Nice pop-up, Cass. There he is. Hey, bud.
Hello.
So,
GG.
how do you feel?
I'm embarrassed that I forgot how to do ending blow.
That's fair. Yeah, I can't blame you.
And I'm disappointed on Stallard Skip because I started off well and I just counted to the wrong number.
Classic.
I was supposed to count to 15, I counted to 14, and I just did it wrong.
Yeah, no one got first try Stallard Skip, which was unfortunate, but kind of an equalizer.
Yeah,
Cass
I
picking his
noticed me
bomb
and
back up with
or-
the boomerang.
I noticed that me and Awabi were like synced at a couple points, which was pretty cool.
ZSR Overlords. We could probably go to a 1-up layout when you have time.
Yeah, there was a bit in the middle where you were pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have you on for the early game. How was your early game?
Let me see. Let me pull back up live split just to get a reminder on it. It was all right as far as a race goes. So I had a 748 boot, so it was just kind of like
Oh, yeah.
second try gate clip and then 30-second goats, and then bow was fine. And then first try Hugo, and then I lost a minute on boomerang because my reset button just didn't work for some reason. Like I pressed it, I felt the tactile press, and then it just didn't reset, and then I
Whack.
struggled to get back in time again, so I lost a minute to that. But I got Gorge Void and didn't fail anything else. And on that segment, it was just I didn't do carg out of bounds, or not carg out of bounds, but
The drowning.
the drowning. So that was just kind of slow. But then Morpheal was bad, and then Arbiters is where it went to. I lost 8 minutes in Arbiters today, so. And then after that, I just played generally poorly, but ideally in future races, I will not run a 308, which is what it would have been if I didn't mess around at the end there, but.
No. Totally respectable time for a race. Did you have a favorite part?
Let me
Really mull it over.
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. What was your least favorite part? Stallard?
Probably Stallard, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Me just doing it, just actually not doing it right is the annoying part, because I've been doing it with that timing for a while now, and that's. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I quite like the holding claw strat.
Yeah,
It's a bit different, but
Cass, that sucks, dude.
unfortunate. Yeah.
It's like one less thing for me to worry about, I think, because I also aim the claw shot using the first person aiming of the claw and not the camera, so it's a pretty obvious cues that I have to use for it, but I just simply didn't do it right, which it happens, but
Yep.
and then DSS has been giving me troubles as well. Just the whole arbiters itself it's hard in general, and then when you don't play well on top of it not going well, it's frustrating. But
It cascades on the mental.
yeah, like my first Po1 skip attempt, I got hit by a Moldorm as I started the LGA.
Yep.
The
Saw
second
that.
one I just failed, and then the third, I think it was third try was one I got.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's a good point, Doopsy. It is currently like sunrise for Cass.
It's like 5 a.m.
5:30, yeah.
I may or may not have partially pressured him into doing the race.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Well,
Impossible
just the final fight left, and then we have something to show afterward.
Yeah, stick
It'll
around.
be really interesting.
And he missed the Zelda crash. This is really rough.
You also missed the Zelda crash, DGD.
I
Yep.
did.
So you
Never
go
actually,
for it.
Gotten it before.
I've
I
gotten
You
once.
missed one of the balls.
That is true. I was trying to do the jump attack and I mistimed it.
Come on, Cass, you can do a brake slide. Cass looking up at the ceiling to see if it's made of the concrete of Evil's Bane. Doesn't seem to be. Yeah, I guess not. Unfortunate. Nice brake slide. There you go. For the edification of the audience, brake slide is spelled B-R-A-K-E slide. If you spell it like B-R-E-A-K, people will mock you. So, take
What
that as a
about
tip from your good
B-R-A-E-K?
buddy Prince.
Or is it something different because we're in the French version now?
Oh, good point. I don't know. What's brake slide in French? Translate.google.com. Hang on. Colisude fine. There you go. De franc. De franc. Oh. Well, you threw a pot at her, Cass. What do you expect? If you threw a pot at me, I'd give you bad RNG too.
Can you deflect the balls with a pot?
That would be
I
nice.
doubt it. I don't think so.
Can you, Cass? Can you try? Do some science for us.
I think that was only a 7 or 8, but it was
was.
a bunch of triangles.
Yeah, it was a pretty slow 7. Yeah, losing a good. Oh, he splits weirdly. Okay, losing a lot of time to Zelda. Or he doesn't split at all.
Opting not to do the side hop, just getting hit by Beast Ganon.
Taking it like a man. There's a good brake slide. Hello, Beast Ganon.
Beast Ganon has some lovely teeth.
I agree. That was almost too slow, those first couple slashes. You can gold if you split for Zelda. Sorry for making jokes about Cass's live split while the audience can't see it, but
Joke's on you. I'm opening his stream right now.
Galaxy Brain. Oh man, you're gonna have spoilers.
Oh my god, it's my
Yeah, you'll see it
2 month
about
sub
30
anniversary.
seconds ahead of what we see.
Yep. Pattern C of horseback. Oh, yeah, that was a tough shot. Oh, that sucks. He ran into Ganon's horse and got stopped a little bit.
Not the worst thing that can happen in this fight. Not even close, but
Yeah, no.
I think Cass uses an auto splitter, so he doesn't actually lose time to splitting.
That's correct. Cass does use an auto splitter. Following in the tradition of Marco. Probably the most notable French runner.
Who?
You're right. 2S adroit. My Sina Sarah Passivant. Il est temps de se... Forget it.
Ich habe nur einen Wunsch.
Yeah.
Abergenug Palavert.
How dare you call me a palavert?
I do
Ich habe
miss
nur
that
einen
about not
Wunsch.
being a German.
What's that,
But
DJ?
French. I do miss that about not being a German. The
Oh, yeah.
broken text, and then when she's
It's really weird that there's differences between the PAL versions,
it is.
where
Oh,
French
man.
and German
The
now
auto
both have.
no Cass. Oh, beans. Well,
He's
you
watching
could
too much
gold. That's so
G's.
sad. Yeah, who are you, G's? Nice, taking a chance.
Well, it appears that if you use the boomerang on Ganondorf, I think it forces a chance.
Does it really?
Yeah, I like. each
Yeah, it
time
was
threw the
looking like
ring at
that.
him, It was weird.
Yeah. Almost going for spinner strats. GG.
And GG.
32211. Very satisfying number.
Yeah, pretty good time to finish off the race. GG's. Suppose if Cass wants to join for an interview, we can.
Yeah, Cass, if you are in the
Do
ZSR
that.
Discord, you can go in the waiting room.
However, that's not mandatory as it is terrible o'clock.
Yeah, true. I can't.
Yeah.
Your roommate
So-
will be like, "Who are you talking to?"
So, overall, a pretty good race. Really fun to see. A bunch of good runners, and it wasn't close through the whole thing, but it was close-ish.
It was interesting, I think. I think that just watching the way that everybody does things is always so nice. Like compare and contrast. And we got to see some nice gameplay. Everybody had their moment of like really amazing, spectacular gameplay. And that's always
It was
nice
too
to see.
bad that Glove had internet issues right at the start of the run. That was a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have a special treat apparently.
Yes, we do. First, I'll say we will be back in 1 week's time for a Goron Mines RTA race, so stay tuned for that.
Oh.
But first,
Oh. I finally realized what it is.
yes, we have
Nice.
a little teaser for you all. Hand it over to the restreamer.
Let me just get that fired up for you.
thanks again to ZSR for having this race. The restreams are great as always.
These idiots keep letting me on air.
Oh yeah, you can see the spinning wheel. Okay, all right.
But you can actually knock him down right away instantly if you Ooh, he backhopped right into the void. Shoot these.
He missed the ruby.
You can roll under him, and then I know you start with like a clockwise, and then with anti-clockwise.
Giving terrible RNG.
After that,
so-
we start by dropping the bomb too late. Neutral did not cooperate. Okay, he's going for one bomb.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
boy. And he gets it. One bomb will fill.
Oh my
Grand
gosh.
finals of Wolf Dash 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna be grabbing a pot. Oh my!
No. That's a gut. Oh my god.
Audie messed up.
Audie! I can't see it. It's synchronizing.
He should still have the win here, and it looks like he does. GG.
GG.
Oh my gosh.
Miss.
Okay, and they hit at the same time. Oh my
There
goodness!
are frames apart.
Are we live? Can they hear us?
Maybe.
Should be able to, yeah.
Yes, excellent.
They can. All right.
Wolf Dash 4,
Yes.
baby!
Wolf Dash 4.
Yeah!
It'll be starting June 1st, hosted here on ZSR. That is the any percent tournament that happens sometimes.
Periodically.
Hosted right here on ZSR.
Get excited. If you're looking for an excuse to get into this run, this is it. This is your excuse. Join the Discord, discord.gg/TP. This game fucking owns. Tournament's gonna rock. I'm
gonna
so
be good
hyped.
Lots of new players recently, lots of good players improving, and it will show a lot of good races. Just a couple of the moments that we saw in that teaser. We've seen a lot of great races over the years.
Oh man. Okay, is there like a form that I have to fill out? Did you post something?
Yes, I'm currently writing something in the announcements right now.
Well, fucking hop to it.
Fine. I guess spoilers, Cass will win.
Yeah, true.
So
Sorry,
get
guys.
excited.
Oh man. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. This is my first. I sort of started TP during Wolf Dash 3, and I am massively excited to participate in Wolf Dash 4.
Yeah, I remember being super new to the game when, like I'd only been running for a couple months when Wolf Dash 3 happened, so I'm excited to finally be able to participate myself in it. It'll be a blast. Probably. Most likely. Definitely.
Yeah, I talk a big game. I really can't emphasize enough. Please, if you're thinking about getting into any speedrunning, especially TP, join the Discord. This is, in my opinion, the friendliest and most welcoming community of speedrunners that has ever been seen. It's so nice. It's so welcoming. Everybody's so cool. You can ask, anybody anything, and people will help. So if you're worried about it, don't be. Just if you want to jump in, please, please, please. There it is.
All right, signups are open. That will start on June 1st, and will probably go for a couple of months. Hopefully not much more than that.
Exciting stuff.
Oh, man. I gotta go feed my cat.
Yeah, take it away, Soulblade.
Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to the runners and the commentators for hanging around and finishing this very late seed. We got a bunch of tournament matches coming up with either Z1 or the Wind Waker, whatever suits your fancy, as well as some Ocarina of Time weeklies, usually on Saturdays. And yeah. We will see you all later. Tune in to ZSR for more speedrunning action.